evening, everybody, and welcome to an incredible slate of shows that we have planned for you for Gen Con 2024. I'm Joe O'Brien of the Glass Cannon Network, and tonight we start an incredible lineup of shows that are going to lead you up to and all the way through the best 4 days in gaming. And we're kicking it off with one of the most exciting games that I want to get into my life a little bit more. I played it for the first time 1 year ago at Gen Con 2023. This guy, Brian Holland, was my GM, and I cannot wait to play it again. It's been a year, and I've been chomping at the bit. Tonight, we are going to start a new game of Pendragon that is going to go for 3 sessions. We're going to create characters tonight. We're going to continue. We're going to start a new story next week, and the week after that, it'll be Gen Con 2024, and you'll see the finale of this little session that we're putting together here today. So I'm very, very excited to get started. I'm happy that you're here and able to join us. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and playing tonight. First off, let me thank Paula Deming for joining us. Paula Deming of Blood in the Wild. Paula, thank you so much for coming out.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me.
Noura Ibrahim joins us again. I haven't played with Noura in a while, and I'm so excited to play with you again.
Ages.
Was it Pendragon? Last time we played?
We did. It might have been Pendragon.
It might have been Gen Con last year.
That is so sad.
That is
whole
sad.
year. Noura Ibrahim, who is incredible on our Time for Chaos series. I'm not on that series. I couldn't make the cut for the cast. I auditioned, but I didn't book it. It's tough when you go up against Ross Bryant. And then lastly, playing tonight is going to be my good buddy Skid Maher. We've already played 4 games today together. Yeah. So yeah, we play an awful lot. But leading us through this is going to be the one and only Brian Holland of Chaosium. Brian, thank you so much for shepherding us through this incredible journey.
Leading, stumbling through the dark. We're all figuring it out together. It'll be fine. I just want to ask everybody real quick, just to get us in the mood. If you had to pick just one, so don't take too long. If you had to pick one fictitious king that was your favorite fictitious king, which fictitious king would be your favorite?
Fictitious king?
Fictitious king. So Charlie's off the board.
I don't know if this counts.
What's the matter, Paula? All the kings you love are real kings?
No, I'm gonna
huge
this close to 4th of July, you would say something like that.
King George, obvi.
Yeah, he was great in Hamilton. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I cut Noura off. You were saying, Noura.
Well, I was like, I don't know if this counts, but like the depiction of the king in Hamilton. I mean, I know it's based on a real, but like his performance as.
I think you'll find that was a 1-to-1 of what King George was like in real life. He was constantly breaking into song. Yeah.
That's right. That's why
he was getting everyone in the court to join in. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, if that doesn't count, I was thinking, but I'm like, oh, but also because it's from Disney's Robin Hood. That depiction.
Oh, the lion guy?
Yes.
Again, King John was a real lion, cowardly lion with no mane. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Was he actually, he was never actually king though, right? He was prince.
He was Prince John, pardon me. Yeah, you're right. So you can't choose the lion. You can, no, there's the lion that shows up at the end, King Richard.
There's the Lion King.
No, it's Patrick Stewart from Robin Hood Colin, Men in Tights from 1994.
That's Richard Lewis.
Yeah, Richard Lewis. He was great. He was great as Prince John. Yeah. Anyway, that was an icebreaker that went way longer than I thought it would. We're here to play some pen.
Wait.
What?
I didn't say my favorite fictitious king.
Sorry. Okay, we're going to keep going then.
The icebreakers can go for like 6 or 7 hours. You don't have to like.
Someone's going to keep it.
It's my first rodeo.
The ice layer is.
Yeah.
Just to get one out there, and maybe I'll say it before Skid. Skid probably has a deeper cut.
I think we probably have a different one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'll go with King Theoden. I love King Theoden. I think that's a great character. Flawed, but saddled with the responsibility of kingship and brave and handles it well. I like that. I like that king.
And I'm going to go with Mumra, the Ever Living.
Is this from your own fantasy novel you're working on?
No. The little show that was popular.
You can find it now
here in the States called Thundercats.
Yeah,
Mumra.
Yeah, Mumra.
I was there with you, Skid.
The spirits of it. Thank you. I knew you would be.
Well, I'll tell you why I had the reaction I did to this question is because my answer legitimately is King Arthur, and I was like, that's going to make me look like a stupid suck up.
It's a great answer.
Yeah. All right.
It is a great
28
answer.
Extra experience points now, Paula. So
Right. Oh, God damn it. Perfect Paula wins again.
Yes. Here's Joe sitting here with King Joffrey as his answer, but that's
He's a great character, though.
He's
not
great
likable.
character. Great character. Not likable at all.
Hateable.
No. Me, on the other hand, no matter where I am, no gods, no kings. So that's just me. But I guess you people are different. Some people gravitate toward wanting to serve others, but that's all right.
I need to introduce you to a fellow named Mumra the Ever Living. I think you change your tune.
Okay. As I was trying to say before, we made sure that we got through that icebreaker. We're playing Pendragon. I think everybody has a copy of Pendragon now, and it's beautiful.
Hell yeah,
light,
buddy.
Yeah.
light,
We got
but
this
somehow thick paper.
and the starter
Look
set.
at the art.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful
yeah.
art all throughout the book, by the way.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, and the book itself, we talked about this earlier today. The pages, it feels like you have found like an amazing manuscript in like an old library or something.
Yeah.
They're like thick parchment. Every
Yeah, it
page.
feels, it feels and
it's
looks
great.
like parchment. It is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
looks
faded.
aged
It's
a little
yellowish.
bit, yeah.
And, it's awesome.
Except it's
It's
not
pretty cool.
torn on the edges. If that's the one critique I could
You can do
give,
that. You can do that yourself. Just take a torch to it and just.
Right.
Yeah, just
Just
dip it in
stand
tea.
by while other people are making their characters. If I disappear, you'll know what I'm
Like-
doing.
Look at that.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
yeah,
pretty
there's
cool.
so
There's some
many
really
like
cool marginalia stuff in it. Like you see, like a rabbit jousting with a snail and
yeah, little like
I'm
illuminations
ready.
like on
I'm
the
ready.
side.
Let's
Oh,
fucking,
nice.
Okay.
let's fucking do this.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't even
Let's
prepare
go, I'm
that.
ready.
That's just your Tuesday helm that you have nearby. Yeah. All right, so straight up, so some people are going to be like, I don't know anything about King Arthur or the Arthurian legends, and that's fine, but I also guarantee you probably know more than you actually think you do. The second thing people might say is like, oh, it's a fantasy game, but I have to play a knight. Yes, that's true. You do have to play a knight, but the whole core conceit of the game, as it's written on the back by some genius marketing executive, was what kind of knight? What kind of knight will you become? And that is ultimately the story of Pendragon is one of legacy and glory and stewardship and basically chivalry in the face of brutal medieval realism. And that's the next thing I'm going to get to because the King Arthur and the Arthurian legends have been told and retold so many times in so many ways. And the very cool thing about Pendragon that we publish is that it doesn't prescribe to any particular version of the Arthurian myths. There's definitely like, hey, here are some examples of what you can do. For instance, our Pendragon refers to it as the Isle of Avalon, whereas other Pendragon, other King Arthur things might call it Enos Widrin, for instance, that kind of thing. It's just, we try to make it as accessible as possible. And I suppose the kind of Pendragon story that we are going to work on together, that we're going to tell, is going to be one that's a little bit more grounded, a little bit more gritty, and it's probably a little bit more like leaning into the fact that it is the medieval Dark Ages. Now, that said, we're not going to go for this historical type realism because it was great that when we first released the book, someone commented on our Facebook page saying, how historically accurate is this game? Clearly leaning into the fact that we allow women to be knights. And my boss replied, it is as historically accurate as the Arthurian legends themselves. So
Completely
it's actually
Joan are
really
examples.
Joan of Arc, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she was French.
She wasn't like
so-
a knight, but she still fought and like led an army. It happens.
Exactly. There's a lot of actual real world examples. But point being is, so we are going to go for that sort of lean into that brutal medieval realism. It's not going to be like Game of Thrones level upsetting or anything like that. But yeah, I just want to tell all of you for that now, so we don't get Sir Sloppy Daloppy, who's going to be walking in and he's like a wacky character, and I'm like, oh, this is not really gelling with our vibe. And
no, Sydney's not
granted,
here. That's not going to happen.
No, well, it could. I don't know, but I just wanted to forewarn everybody.
It could.
So,
Just
it
gonna
won't.
change all my plans
I know, same.
for now.
I especially had to tell Noura that because after our RuneQuest game where she killed me with every line she had, which fit perfectly, I was like, I don't know if she's going to run that back, but it really won't gel really well with what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not to say that this is
And
going to be an
I have
ugly,
an idea.
humorless game either. But
Well, I have an idea, and when it comes to it, feel free to shoot it down and I'll think of something else.
Well, here's a cool thing. We're going to do a lot of the character creation. There are options in the book to do a custom method, a point buy method, or a random method. And I think the what we're going to do is actually a random method for this one. The reason why we're going to do that is, one, because it's old school, to roll and see what your stats are. That's fun. Two, it also, given it's the first time playing the game, you don't have to think. Don't have to know too much about what is going to be good, so you're not going to get that analysis paralysis of, where do I put my 60 points or whatever. The third thing is you can actually wind up through the random method having stats higher than you could with the point buy method, which is kind of cool. And
won't happen, but continue.
And
Yeah, won't happen for Joe, for sure.
Now Joe's rolling.
Nope.
And the fourth thing
I'm going to be a
is,
commoner by the end of this.
That's right.
So hold that thought for a second, because we'll come back to that. The fourth thing is, because so much of Pendragon gameplay in the story is that whole what kind of knight will you become, that is reflected in the mechanics of the game with the trait system. So your character's personality is very much reflected in the mechanics, to the point that when you do this random method of determining what they are, it will give you, the player, an idea of what kind of character is actually growing to life, and then that will allow you to then put a template on it. So that's why I said to you, Noura, you might have a bit of an idea of what you want to do, but as we do this random thing, that might shift, or it might lean into it even more.
That's an exciting thing for me. Just what little I know about this is that the mechanics seem to really kind of guide you towards a kind of characterization in a way that a lot of games don't. And they're not without being restrictive. It's they kind of point you in a direction, which is very exciting for me. It's sort of why I like Traveler character generation and stuff. It's just I like finding that path and finding the character through that.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be really super exciting. And I'm just trying to think where we begin here. Does everybody have a character sheet?
Where to begin?
What do we do? What are we going to do? Does everybody have?
Let me ask you. Can I ask just a couple questions to start? Can you talk a little bit more about the setting at all? Would that matter in terms of the time period? And
sure,
so is King Arthur the king? And are we playing Knights of the Round Table, or are we playing knights that aspire to the Round Table? Or?
Here's the thing. Knighthood actually has a bunch of prerequisites, both in the game and on your character sheet. So with the random method, you might not qualify. You might not make the cut.
Wow.
So you might begin the game actually as a squire, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
That is absolutely what is going on.
We might end up with 4 squires who are just I'm bumbling their way through whatever's going on.
The whole adventure is us carrying swords for people.
Literally, sorry, everybody. What was it? So the game assumes that a starting character is 21 years old, which is what we're going to do, and that you were born in the year 487. So I think that makes it about 508. And looking at the Pendragon timetable, timeline is the word I'm looking for. In the core book, that takes us into what is known as the Boy King period. So this is the time when Arthur has since drawn the sword from the stone, or lifted the sword off the stone, or somehow been pronounced king, but he is still a child, and he is off trying to thwart people who are disputing his titleship and all that kind of thing. And generally, all of the player characters will be sworn to a liege lord, who is then sworn to Arthur. So the other thing about Pendragon is that while it does have an established sort of meta plot, or because Arthur does this in this particular year, the game is not at all, unless you really want it to be, about you following Arthur around while he does cool stuff and you watch.
I know, it sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, you some people love that. Or you can do the other thing is I'm here with Arthur while this cool historical, in quotation marks, thing is happening, and I can involve myself and change the course of these legends. You can do that as well. I personally, so what we're going to do for our game is we're going to be he's off doing some stuff, and this is the state of the world as it is, and here's what you are doing in this world at that time separately.
Right, cool.
And you're forging your own path and your own story.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine if you read the brief summary in the book, there are so many people that are opposed to the boy king, like for obvious reasons. And he couldn't possibly single-handedly be in every area of conflict at once. So like he needs, loyal people going out, helping out all over the place. So there's all kinds of different things you could be doing. It's awesome.
Yeah. And not just in England too. Like so many of the, like the Grail quests, like all this stuff happens like outside of Britain. It's certainly possible to like go throughout like Europe, North Africa, like any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's actually for the last edition of Pendragon, we released a book called Paladin, which was the same setting, but set in the court of King Charlemagne in France.
Oh, cool.
Neat.
So you can definitely still pick that up and use that, because the while this is a new edition, the rules have mostly just been cleaned up. It is very much backwards compatible if there's old stuff that you want to get into. Cool. So I mean, let's does everyone want to make characters?
Yeah.
Let's go to work.
This is exciting. Now I know I lied to everybody before we started recording when I said like, this isn't so much like RuneQuest, for those who watched our RuneQuest game, where we have to create all your characters' parents' backstory and
grandparents.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And grandparents, yeah.
And
So I lied about that.
Generational trauma we faced before the game
The
started.
wars your grandparents fought in.
There is actually a little bit of that still here. So we'll actually start with that. But don't worry. I assure you, this is not at all devoid of rolling dice, adding them together, and multiplying them. Okay. So we still do this. Okay, so everybody please roll 2d6 and multiply it by 100.
Okay.
And just if you've got like a notes app somewhere, just note this down here. You don't have to write this on your character sheet yet. Okay.
Sorry, 2d6 and multiply it by 100?
Yeah.
Oh,
man. It's pretty simple.
So
you just put 2 zeros on the end of the sum.
800.
Okay. So mark that down.
Damn it.
Okay.
Already.
You roll like
You don't know what's good or
300.
bad.
Oh, I have an
Roll double
idea.
ones.
I got 700.
I got
Okay.
900.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
What'd you
good
get,
for
I'm
you
Joe?
the
guys.
best.
Did you get
I got
1100? Joe?
400.
Okay, that's pretty low. Now, good news though, Joe. Add 2,000 to that number.
Sold.
Oh,
Cool. Everybody else also do that.
oh.
Damn it!
2,000.
Is this like a magic trick
2,000.
where at the end
We're
he's
all-
going to be
we're all-
like,
like 18.
we all
It's
have
your
the
birthday.
same.
Okay. Now roll 3d6 and multiply them by 100.
This is so fun.
Quick question.
It is.
If you're
Yeah.
doing this yourself, something's telling you how to do all this, or you're
yeah.
you're just being sneaky right now.
I'm being sneaky. Yeah.
He's just,
I've got a
he's just
book.
buying
I've got a
time
book.
while he figures out
Yeah.
what to do.
What are we multiplying it by again?
100 plus 5.
Oh, plus
You
5.
Sorry. 3d6 times 100,
Okay.
and then add 500 to that total. So you should have two
All right,
separate numbers now. The
1600.
one we just did a moment ago, now this one.
Oh my god.
You add 500 to that. Okay.
Sorry, you multiply it by 100 and then add 500.
500, yeah.
Okay.
Joe.
I got a tough one. I'm sorry.
I am glad I went and grabbed all of the D6s that I own.
Yeah, same.
I have way more than I need, but
Okay. Now, so what's that second number you've got now, the one we just rolled for?
1,200.
1,200. Okay.
1900.
Oh,
Wow. Skid?
I got 1,600.
Okay.
I got 2,200.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I don't
Oh,
want
that's
to hear you
good.
complain
That's why-
anymore.
I rolled a
Right.
17 on the 3d6. That's why I was
That's
having a
crazy.
hard time. Like, I was like, whoa.
That's
All right. So now, for each full 500 that you got on that second number we did, just figure out how many full 500s are in there. So
Yep.
should-
Okay,
most
now we're
should
going to
be
do
full, right?
division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. For everybody listening or watching this, I promise you this is exciting. I promise you. Because for each full 500 you got on that second... how about I tell you what we're even rolling for? Because I haven't done that yet. What we're rolling for is your family's glory.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Pendragon is
Wow.
about amassing glory. everything you do in the game will give you glory. Like if you kill a giant, it'll give you glory. If you slap down a courtier in a poet battle or whatever at the feast, you'll get some glory for that. If you are particularly good looking, you will just get glory. It's just like real life.
If you win an Oscar for directing the movie Glory, you get glory.
You get glory.
Exactly.
You get a multiplier.
And when your player character dies, either by the sword or from old age or from some sort of disease, if you have an heir, which I hope you do, you will start playing as your heir, and your heir will inherit the glory that you've acquired so far. So if you play through the entire what is called the Pendragon campaign, which is roughly 80 years of in-game time, you will have a glory amount at the end. And glory sort of unlocks things like you have to, if you want to join the round table, you need to have a certain amount of glory, all this kind of stuff. But arguably the most important thing is at the end of your 80-year in-game campaign, that's maybe 80 plus sessions of game time, if you want, you can have a winner. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
You could be like, I fucking crushed that Pendragon game, and you guys will,
Okay.
Wow.
That's if you want. Anyway, so
So
let's
if you're a
start with
trust
Joe.
fund kid, you inherit a lot of glory.
I inherited so much.
Yes, but
Exactly.
I feel like I'm remembering this from
Okay.
a year ago. Isn't there
Yeah.
a mechanic that like it deteriorates like over time? Like you inherit it, but it can like go away.
Oh, it can get it can go away if you act like a dog.
So you can do things that remove glory. Or,
correct.
like, not
So,
live up to
it's not just
But
going
there's no,
up.
like,
It
attrition?
can go down. If there is some attrition in like the long form that won't come up in our game, but the long form is like,
Gotcha.
wow, the Joe O'Brien family tree hasn't done much in the last few years. Yeah, they're not that glorious anymore. That can sort of go away. So you want
Yeah,
to
that
keep
would-
things hype.
That would make sense.
Okay, so Joe, you've got how many full 500 in that last second number
4.
we did? Okay, so can you roll 1d6 4 times, just one at a time, and tell me what you get.
Okay. 3.
Okay, so in the year 495, your parents fought in the Battle of St. Albans. Okay.
Oh.
Now,
So
on your
cool.
on your character sheet, everybody will have this. On the second page of your character sheet, you'll have a list of history and events. You'll have
Wow.
year, event, new glory, etc.
So
Now,
What
you
is
might
it
get
called?
something-
What's the event?
The Battle of St. Albans. ALBANS.
Oh, yeah. St. Albans, yeah. Albans.
Aliens.
Okay.
You participated in the killing of King Octa.
Ooh.
Okay. This is my parents.
This is, yes, one of your parents, one of your 2 parents.
Okay.
This is on page 41 of our book as well, this chart, if looking at the words helps anyone.
Oh, sorry, ignore me. You didn't participate in the killing of Battle of King Octa. You just fought the Battle of St. Albans. Just ignore that. So
Okay.
Just kill that last bit. Okay. Now roll again. If you get another 3, then not only did you fight in the Battle of St. Albans, you also participated in the killing of...
I got a 5.
Okay. Okay. You went on a variable quest. Roll another d6.
Oh, not dude. This is like this is fun. 3.
You killed Jongon the Giant. The surviving giants of his band bear a grudge against your family.
That was you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That was me. That was
Oh,
my
man.
Well, it was one of your parents.
Sure.
They are pissed.
Hope we don't run into them.
Oh man. All right, good to know.
Okay. Give me one more d6. You
One
got
more
40 to do, right?
d6. 2.
2. In 490, the year 490, your parents fought in the Battle of Lindsey.
Okay.
Lindsey. And I think you got one more roll.
Yep. You said 4, right? 3 again.
So in 495, your parents also participated in killing King Octa.
Got it.
OCTA is Octa. All right, Paula, how many full 500 did you get?
I have 3 full 500s.
Okay, so you're going to make 3 rolls, so make your first roll.
6.
6. Okay, it's another variable battle that you placed it. So roll another d6.
6.
Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
in the year 506 to 507, one of your parents became a hero in Summerland, but the Cornishmen remember your parents with hate.
Ooh.
And you, as their child, have inherited this baggage, so the Cornish hate you.
Oh, hated by the Cornish.
No.
I know. It's
Oh,
not where you want
man.
to be in life, if you can avoid it.
No.
Oh,
No one likes to be
no.
hated by the Cornish.
That's the worst people to be
What
hated
about
by.
all the Cornish pasties I want to eat?
I know.
What about
if I
the
want to
hens?
visit Torquay? Guess I
So
can't.
make your second roll, Paula.
A 1.
Okay, so in the year 484, your parents fought in the Battle of Mount Damon. Damen.
And
All right.
these don't have mechanical effects. They're all just for story purposes. Like,
Well, they will be, yeah. So there's certain things like, there's probably going to be some Cornishmen. They can be like, hey, look at that.
Right.
Remember
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's great. Sorry, the variable quest that just doesn't have a year assigned to it. You can kind of like
the one you did. You can just fill that in. It's literally a blank year, so you can fill it in a spot on the timeline that makes sense because it's just like you killed this giant, or the parents killed this giant. Yeah. Paula, your last roll.
Okay. Another 1.
Okay, so at the Battle of Mount Damon,
Mhm.
your parents rescued Count Roderick, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
man, you have a very heroic family.
Yeah.
We're pretty awesome, and
That's true.
I probably will tell everyone about it a lot.
Yeah. It released Roderick.
Okay. And
Cool.
Noura, how many full 500s did you get?
2.
Okay, so roll your first d6.
6.
6. Okay, roll another d6 for your variable battle that you took place in.
3.
3. In 505, the year 505, you fought in the battle of... your parents fought in the Battle of Sarum, which is Sarum.
Oh,
And
Salisbury.
They wounded King Kurdic badly, but he managed to escape.
Damn,
Oh,
next
man.
time.
Yeah.
High stakes in the Battle of
I know.
Salisbury.
And when you're ready, roll the next d6.
Okay, the next d6 is a 2.
So in the year 490, your parents also fought in the Battle of Lindsey. So maybe
Ah,
your parents
whoa.
know someone else's parents. That could happen.
Maybe our parents
Alright.
know each other.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's like
Skid,
both
how many-
having the same ringtone on your phone.
Skid, how many...
Little humor from the pre-show.
yeah.
Little green room humor.
Yeah, that's good. Skid, how many full 500s did you have?
3.
3. Okay, make your first roll. Give me a 4, that'd be sick.
Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, okay. Your parents also fought in the Battle of St. Albans
Oh.
in the year 495.
495. Okay.
Okay, give me another roll. Roll 3 again, I dare you.
4.
4,
Oh, there it
alright,
is.
okay. You get to roll for the random Saxon raid that happened. Roll a d6.
Oh, bloody Saxons.
Oh, man.
There's no one I hate more than the Saxons. 6.
6. Your parents defeated a Saxon berserker.
Yeah, they sure did.
And your character will have a knob of polished amber on a leather thong worth £1. Like £1 sterling.
Wow.
Yeah.
A what of polished amber?
A knob.
knob.
A little like, think about like the thing at the end of Attenborough's staff in Jurassic Park, like polished amber.
Oh, I
Like,
thought
there's
they
no mosquito in
they
it.
took the berserkers. Never mind.
No, not that kind of
A knob of polished amber.
His knob, his polished knob. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Good
also,
everybody.
polishing his
Your
knob and
parents
finished
took
him
his
off.
polished knob.
so the year
And you
that happened.
wear it on a leather thong around your
It's like,
neck.
would you please take that off? It's really freaking us out. I don't care what your parents did.
Well, Brian
That
said
happened
we're
in-
playing a bit of a dark medieval
Yeah,
game.
it is. Yeah,
That's what
yeah. Skid,
evoke.
that Saxon raid happened in 498, by the way.
Oh, I remember it well.
You did. Well, you were there.
How could I forget?
Roll another d6 for your
Okay.
second of 3. Oh, no, this is your last one, isn't it?
This is my last one.
Yeah. What is it?
5.
Damn. Make another variable quest roll. 1d6.
1.
Roll through. 1. You went on various quests for Merlin the Druid,
Oh.
and therefore your family is known by the Archdruid Merlin.
Oh, that's
Which will
kind of
be
neat.
important.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Cool.
Lucky bastard.
That's awesome. Happy about that.
Exactly. All right, that's it. Everyone's got their
Skid's
character.
character's
So
so
let's start
cool.
playing the game right now. All right, so the first thing we got to fill out for your character, which are non-negotiables. So now that was your parents' stuff. It's given you a little bit of ideas, so maybe a little bit of backstory to help coloring in some things and tying our player characters' backstories together as well, which is good. So under your personal information on your Pendragon sheet, which is right at the top in the middle, you're going to write down that you were born in 487, and you're going to tick the little heir box, which means that you are the heir to the family's estate. It is possible in the game if you want to take up the mantle of playing like your second child that you wouldn't be the heir. I guess if you want to play the game on hard mode, but that's that there. Your homeland is Salisbury, because you're all from Salisbury, which is
Great steaks.
Salisbury.
Grape steaks, yeah, really.
Yeah. Don't have those here, so that took me a moment. I'm sorry. That was fun.
I've never had it before.
Hamburger patties covered in gravy?
It's pretty gross.
Is that what that is?
I've never had a good
Sounds
Salisbury steak. I've never had a good one.
Have all the Salisbury steaks you've had exclusively come out of a microwave, or?
I mean,
No,
they're mostly
my
at
mom
school cafeterias.
It is?
Did
Oh, okay.
make them, but they're up there for me with like beef stroganoff. They feel like something we ate because we
feel very
didn't
different.
get anything.
Yeah, because Dad lost his job or whatever. That was.
Yeah, was that what was happening? I had a lot of big stroganoff going up. I didn't
want to say
know.
that's poor people food. But yeah, beef stroganoff and Salisbury steak reminds me of being poor, okay?
Yeah.
No, totally. It's low quality meat. Like Salisbury steak is like
So you cover it with gravy.
It's basically roadkill. Like if a cow got run over by a tractor, like that's Salisbury.
I didn't even know until now that it like wasn't actually steak, that it was like ground.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't know that either. You know, I've got a similar story. You know, like when you were brushing your teeth as a kid, but you ran out of Dom Perignon to wash your mouth out afterwards. So everyone gets that. What a pain in the ass that was, right?
What am I supposed to rinse my mouth out with, Crystal? It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Okay,
like
sorry.
You got to send
your
one of your
lord,
footmen down to the.
your lord will be Robert of Salisbury.
Ooh.
So Robert, at the time, he is not of age yet, so his mother sort of rules the place, but you are still sworn to him as your liege lord, Robert.
Okay.
Now your class, we're going to leave that blank for now, because we'll find out soon. Your culture is Cymric, which is spelt with a C, C-Y-M-R-I-C, Cymric. Now the Cymric people are the most plentiful people in Logres in Britain at this time. Just think of generic British person, and that's it. That's one of them. Or, you know, it can be whatever you would like, really. Now, the first choice you get to make, and you will kind of have to make this choice now. You can either be Christian, or you can be pagan. Christian is exactly what it sounds like on the tin, and pagan is also sort of what it sounds like on the tin. Now, the pagan will, so that is, for instance, Merlin is a archdruid, so he is a pagan who worships the old gods of England, which are largely believed to have been eradicated by the Roman occupation. So it is sort of like a dying religion, and as history would prove it dies pretty hard. And then so there is an influx of Christianity, but at this time we're not quite at the whole witch hunting level of Christianity, so these two religions do tolerate each other more, and you know the people that are friends, like, oh, my buddy, he converted to Christianity, but you know, whatever, I don't hold it against him yet. So you know, don't let that influence your decision. So have a think about whether you would like to be a pagan or a Christian.
I'm gonna roll for this.
You can. Well, there is a table that you can roll on. So if you would like to, but I'm not going to tell you what the odds are on the table because it is skewed.
Okay, so
if you want to roll, you can roll the die.
A d20, and I could tell you.
Just a d6.
Do odds or evens? Okay, so let's say.
No, not odds or evens. I'm telling you, there is a table.
So what a d6?
If you want to roll, you can roll it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what the result is. Yeah.
5.
You are a Christian.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Does that feel good? Did you want to change it?
I literally was going to go either way. So if I was leaning towards one, I would have just chose that.
I just thought you sounded like you were disappointed. I was like,
no, it's fine.
Okay. Does anyone else want to roll, or does everyone else want to choose?
I'll roll.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I'll roll.
Let's just roll.
Too. Yeah, let's roll.
Okay.
I'm rolling.
I'll roll. Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. 4.
4. You're a Christian.
It's everything but
Paula?
6, isn't it?
Paula.
I rolled a 6.
You are a pagan.
I guess I'm a
Yeah.
pagan. We let the dice are telling a story, you know?
Yeah. Skid. You've already written yours down, have you? Or-
Yeah, I just want to be Christian.
Okay, sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Well, don't make fun of me for being different,
That'll be
okay?
That's
We
why the
have to
Cornish hate
eradicate
you.
Paula's character immediately.
Immediately.
Please don't crusade me.
Is that
Insular Christianity will not survive if Paula lives.
is that our 2-episode mission? Is to just kill Paula's character, to plot and kill?
It's like the
Paula's
story
character?
is just like the Christian uprising, like this happening now. Yeah. I've moved
Well,
up
no,
the witch hunting
so-
like 400 years. Yeah.
There was a thing that I read early on in the book, very early when it's introducing you to what you're getting into, and I really liked. And it goes to what you said about it being historically accurate and why that is kind of meaningless because of some of the sources that we have that are quote historically accurate or not historically accurate. But basically, I can't find it at the moment under pressure. But it basically says that everything is written with the tinge of its time in terms of when it's written, right? The history that looks back is like, it wasn't written in 400, it was written in whenever, 1200, 1300. And so this is written in the 21st century, and so it's very much so like, and so women are knights, and what was the other thing? And paganism is like not so vile or as it would have been in a historical context. It's like kind of accepted, even if it's in the minority or whatever. It doesn't like grind your game to a halt. You won't not be served at every merchant or something because you're pagan,
exactly. And it depends where you go as well. So the table, you did guess correctly that 1 to 5 you're a Christian and 6 was a pagan. That was because it was assuming that you are a knight, a Cymric knight from Salisbury. Because that's quite a south part. So the further north you go, paganism is more prevalent.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that is cool.
Exactly. All right, who's excited to roll some more dice and add numbers to them to get larger numbers?
Yes.
So
Why
we're
else
going
do
to
we
roll
play
for
these games?
we're going to roll for our characteristics. So for those who are listening at home, the characteristics are size, dexterity, strength, constitution, and appeal. The one thing I'll just highlight here is that appeal is a catch-all statistic for most social attributes. So, for instance, if you're doing, you're like a charm equivalent or a persuade equivalent, it's usually based on your appeal. So, most social things are appeal. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're just an attractive person. It can also mean that, though. Because you're
Talking about
Cymric,
your Riz.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're Cymric, after you do this roll, you will get a flat +3 to your constitution as well, which is good.
Right.
We are also using the free downloadable auto calculator PDF sheets from chaosium.com. And this basically it does a lot of the derived math for you. If you've got the Pendragon core book, which I'll just mention right now, this is not to turn the whole thing into an ad. If you go to chaosium.com right now and use the code PENCANON, you will get 15% off any Pendragon product you want.
Wow.
So that is the core book, the starter set, and the campaign, the Grey Knight.
Pen cannon, baby!
What a deal.
Cannon.
I want
And
the
what a
book
portmanteau.
about horses.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, you could pause the pod right now, go buy the PDF, and follow along at home if you really want. We are going to, what did I say? We're going to roll for our characteristics. All right. So everybody roll 2d6 and add 5 to the result. Let me know what you get. This is going to be for your size.
2d6, add 5, and this is your size.
Yes, this is your size.
My bear-
What'd you get, Joe?
14.
What'd you get?
Oh, okay.
I got
That's
an 8.
You got an 8 total? Okay, so
Yeah, total, Brian. You don't have to say it like that.
So you're like 4'11", just so you know.
Oh, I knew
You're
it.
so cute.
I knew it.
All right,
Wow.
so right there. Now, look, there might be a way for you to buff that before we get to the end of character creation. But why would I tell you that now? I want to see you stress out. So write down in your size what you got. Paula, what did you get?
11.
11. You are 5'7".
A perfectly respectable height.
Yeah. Nora, what did you get?
14.
14. You're 5'11".
Nice.
Nice.
I wish I was that in
and,
real life.
And 165 pounds, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. And Skid, what'd you get? Like an 18?
A 16.
16.
Oh
Okay, you're
my
6'3".
God.
Hell yeah, brother.
Wow. You guys
Sneaky
just
tall
making
guy.
up numbers?
I'm
You
just
rolled
making up
boxcars?
myself.
Wait,
Just
no, that
making
would
up
be-
myself
would
in
be
this
11.
game.
All right,
bitch.
let's roll for your dexterity. Same deal. 2d6 plus 5. Dexterity. Go, Joe. What'd you get?
I got 15. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 15.
That's good. That's a good number.
That
Put
is
that
a
number
good
down.
number.
We're doing +5.
Plus 5. 2d6 plus 5. Paula, what'd you get? Less? This looks like, but look at your face.
Sorry,
Says
yeah, I was just thinking about math.
I asked at the start of the thing.
Yeah, you did. Sorry, I started thinking about the last roll and this roll, and anyway, it's fine. My brain went somewhere for a second. 10 total. 10.
10. All right,
Ooh.
10. That's fine. Yeah, write that down. Nora?
13. I rolled a 5 and a 3 plus 5.
Okay, let's put that one in. Skid?
Good. 11.
Okay, 11. All right, that's pretty good. All right, everyone do
switching
their
dice.
strength. 2d6 plus 5. These are all 2d6 plus 5, so I'll let
Okay.
everybody do them for now. Just write them down, and if you get anything particularly
Oh,
high,
no.
particularly low,
No, Skid. You
Oh,
come
no.
on. You shut your mouth.
I got a 10 for this one. Not good. Not great.
Got 12.
12.
I got 13.
Ooh,
Small but
strength.
mighty, I guess.
Okay.
I got a 7.
Oh, that's quite low.
Oh my
That's okay.
God.
That's okay. There's no bad rolls, only good stories.
Snake
It's okay.
eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like the
All right.
minute bowl of
Everyone,
Middle England.
everyone, you got to do your con and then your appeal. So roll those ones now, and remember after
Con is
you
really
roll-
important, by the way, I think, in this game.
It is, but which is also why it's the con is actually an additional plus 3, so it's 2d6 plus 8.
2d6
Oh,
plus
shit. Okay.
8.
Thank goodness, because I rolled 3 on the dice,
Ooh.
so
Oh.
that's an 11 total for my con. I think I'm gonna die.
Paula, don't go into it all negative. You'll be fine.
Paula, we're all going to die.
Yeah, one day we will
Eventually,
all
but
die.
I think I might die sooner. You're all
No.
gonna kill me.
You will
Because
come
I
true.
don't believe in your God, isn't it? That I have bad stats.
That is exactly why.
I rolled a 17. I'm not strong, but I'm sturdy.
Oh wow. Okay.
For real.
And Skid?
I got a 16.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Now, everyone, appeal. Appeal is a fun one because there is a subtable for your appeal result.
Okay.
So
This is
APP.
Come on.
Joe, come on, buddy.
2d6.
This is
Believe
so
You're 4'11", but you're
so
gorgeous.
important.
Is it plus
I'm the
5?
worst.
It's plus 5 for this one.
Right down the middle.
I'm a shit person.
I got 11.
11, that's all right. 11. Paula?
9.
Okay.
This is completely changing what I thought I wanted to do with this
Okay.
character.
It's plus 5, right?
Plus 5, yeah.
So 16 for me.
Okay,
Ooh.
well done. And Skid.
I got a 14.
Okay, well done. So just quickly, we've now got to just do our distinctive features, which are based on your appeal.
Okay.
So Joe, we'll start with you. What is your appeal?
11?
11. You're plain. You're just plain. Now there's a list. I should get you to open up your book if you've got it on page 47.
Are distinctive features anywhere on the character sheet?
They are
Yeah.
actually.
They're under the
Your
personal, the
personal
end of personal
info.
information.
Yeah. So
I
when
see.
I made my character yesterday, just to refresh my memory, I had quite a high appeal, so I got to choose 2 positive traits. But even that was kind of funny because I chose big biceps and delicate fingers, which I thought was just a funny combo. So there is a list on page 47 broken up into physique, limbs, hair, face, and speech, and there's 2. And each category there are 2 lists of positive and negative traits.
Wow.
So Joe, while we vamp and go through everybody else's, you have to choose, being a plain person, have to choose 1 negative and 1 positive distinctive feature from those lists. The funnier combo, the better. Paula, what's
on
your,
what page?
Page 47 of the core rulebook.
Okay.
You'll see that
But
right-hand column.
where on our character sheet are we writing this down?
Distinctive features. It
I don't
is.
see that.
I believe it's in your personal information, right at the top, under where you wrote like where your homeland is, who your lord is. Right at the bottom it says distinctive features under religion.
Just like a fill in the
Oh,
blank
just
section.
so you just write it in
You
your okay.
just write it in. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Paula, what was your appearance? Or your appeal, rather?
My appeal is a 9.
Okay, so you are ill-favored. So you have to
Yeah.
pick 2 negative traits.
Cool.
Nora, you said you got 16?
Yes.
So you are elegant and you get to pick 3 positive traits.
Oh, okay.
And Skid, what was your appeal?
14.
14. So you are fair. So you get to pick 2 positive traits. So while you're all reading that, I'll just vamp for those listening at home. So some of the positive physique options, for example, are barrel-chested, big-shouldered, strapping, statuesque, as opposed to negative traits, which are round-shouldered, squat, smells like feet, which is pretty funny. Sunken-chested.
Yeah, smells like flowers is on here. I'm going to put
like
that.
flowers.
Smells like flowers.
That's a good one.
Eagle-eyed players will also note that there is no intelligence stat in this game. And that's because, we use our passions and traits to measure our human emotions, and we want... in this game, it's really, we never want to come up like, oh, there's a riddle you've got to solve. Oh, I rolled my intelligence. My character could figure that out, but I couldn't. So it's sort of leaning into that kind of thing. The other thing is, some of you reading through may notice that some of the negative traits are feel a bit weird. So, like, some negative traits could be red hair or freckles or green eyes or being left-handed. That's one of those things
I have chosen left-handed and red-headed.
Okay,
and I'm probably somebody's stepchild, you know what I mean?
yeah. So that's sort of what Joe was talking about before. Go ahead.
So if you're playing and you pick a positive and a negative, you pick a positive and a negative for every category?
No, just one from everything. No, yeah.
That makes so much more
sense. That would
sense.
be crazy. No, you say yeah, and obviously trying to choose two things that cancel each other out, like barrel-chested and sunken-chested. That'd be weird. So going on to what Joe was talking about before about this book being historically accurate versus what is okay for the times, because it's listed things like green eyes and left-handedness as negative traits because at the time they were seen as signs of the devil and that kind of thing. So if you want to do that in your game, which unless we're really at the risk of offending anybody on this call by saying that a left-handed person might be a witch.
I mean, I am left-handed. So.
I'm also left-handed.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
We have two left-handed people on this?
We'll deal with that off mic, first of all. But secondly,
We'll burn you off mic.
exactly right.
We'll burn you at the stake off mic.
At the break.
At the break.
But yeah, so you can choose to ignore those. But for the sake of this, then, the fact that Paula is red-haired, some Christians might believe that the fires of hell touched her mother's womb during
There's
pregnancy.
a reason I've been pushed into paganism, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's from these two things.
Yeah.
Well, it's all starting to gel. It's all starting to come together.
So the cool thing about using the auto calculator sheet, which we have been using, is that while we filled out our characteristics, a bunch of our derived characteristics were automatically calculated for us. Things like our knockdown,
nice.
our major wound, and the damage we do with our weapons and fighting, all that kind of stuff, movement, that was all figured out for us. Not that it's particularly complicated, it's just really a nice thing that speeds up the whole process. I'm just going to double check that you don't get to put an extra point anywhere. I'm pretty sure you don't. Cool. All right. That's enough vamping. Has everyone chosen their thing other than Paula? What did you get, Joe? Have you chosen your things? You're still thinking.
I did. So, despite being kind of strong, I kind of leaned into the size thing, the small size thing for the negative. So just for the negative, I'm going to go with a physique of skinny.
Oh yeah,
So he's very, very skinny. And then for the positive, I am going to go for hair. I'm going to go for glossy black hair.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sharp-looking, glossy
Nice.
black hair.
So everyone's like, oh, look at that guy's hair. Yeah, shame I can see his ribs, but other than
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
he's a good-looking guy.
So, yeah, it's a shame he couldn't hold up in a fight, but
Yeah, exactly. He's really small. So Paula, you said you're left-handed. You're a left-handed ginger. Is that?
Yeah, I'm a left-handed ginger, I
My
think.
God.
Because I thought that was funny, and I do think it leans into the fact that I managed to roll a 6 on the die for religion, and I'm pagan. I think it all goes together.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
it's all going together.
Nora, you got to pick 3, like fucking entering your hot girl summer over here.
Yeah,
with your 3 positive traits.
I put smells like flowers, graceful arms, flowing hair.
I
Beautiful.
like
Well done.
it.
Nice.
Wow.
Now, do you think you just naturally smell like flowers, or do you apply something?
Oh no!
It's just a mask.
This is just how I wake up.
Oh,
I
okay.
just naturally exude the fragrance. I sweat florals.
It's actually caused from Nora's diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
eats flowers.
A lot of them.
A lot of roughage.
A lot of greens.
Yeah.
Lots of chrysanthemums.
Skid, you got to pick 2 posies, right?
Yeah, I picked because of my incredible height and pathetic strength. I picked willowy.
Oh, okay.
as a positive.
Yeah.
And as my other positive, I picked Roman nose,
Oh,
Ah.
which
Lovely.
my
What do we think
grandmother
that
always
is?
accused me of having growing
okay.
up.
Well,
But
there
I
you
think
go.
it's like his,
a positive
like it's
thing.
his, yeah, he claims that his father was a Roman soldier
Mhm.
named Biggest Dickus.
All right, we've now got to move into our personality traits. Now, this is where the game Pendragon really sort of comes alive in its
Yeah.
own unique way. So those who are unfamiliar, this is a list of binary traits. So, for instance, chaste, lustful, energetic, lazy, modest, proud. And they reflect your character's personality. Oh, my cat has just launched himself onto... Sorry. They reflect your character's personality. We are going to randomly determine what they are, because that'll help us figure out who exactly we're playing. They have a binary because, for instance, if we're looking at the character sheet, which might be on the screen right now, you'll notice that chaste and lustful are on either side of this binary. Now, the numbers in each of these must always sum to 20. So as one will go up, the other will go down, and vice versa. That can happen while you play. The higher a number is, the more aligned with that particular trait your character is, and the lower number it is, the less aligned they are. So the example I always like to use is if you are at a feast, or you're at a big like a piss up, you're drinking a lot, everyone's passing around beer, you might be asked to make a temperate or indulgent roll to see if your character actually writes themselves off and is hungover the next morning. If you've got a very high temperance, you'll be asked to roll your indulgence, and because your indulgence is so low, it's very unlikely that your temperate character will... it's unlikely, but never zero. So that's what we like to say.
I love this mechanic,
Yeah.
by the way. The kind
Yeah.
of the weighted
Well,
sides of the coin like that is
The other
really
thing
kinda
we're going to
cool.
say, though, is once if you have a trait that is 15 or higher, that's when you start to become famous or known for that trait, and that's when the character itself can influence your choices as a role player. So, for example, if you are looking at merciful and cruel. Let's say, for example, that you had a character who had cruel 16 and merciful 4. And the party had just captured a bandit who explained to you that, I was only doing banditry to save my dying children, blah, blah, blah. And the rest of the party were like, look, okay, don't do it again. Let you go. You might want to do that as well, but because your trait is so high, you have to roll and try to fail it. Otherwise, you're going to cut his head off because I am cruel and not
I love that.
That's so cool.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Cool. Now, just on that little notepad that we've got where we wrote some numbers down earlier, this is not on your character sheet. I'm just going to get you all to write down your religious virtues, because this will matter pretty much just for character creation only. So, those of you who are Christian, so everybody except Paula, please write down the following. Chaste, forgiving, merciful, modest, spiritual, and temperate. So these are these are your religious values. So these are the things that will influence your characters, having grown up and how they see the world. Now, conversely, I'm glad we have at least one pagan. So your pagan virtues, Paula, are lustful.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. Pagan
Energetic.
Paula strikes again.
Oh yeah, baby. Energetically lustful.
Generous.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
Generous. Generously lustful. Generous. Honest.
Generously lustful.
Honest.
Plenty to go around in Pagan Town, Joe. All right. No one's left on the sidelines. You wrote down honest.
Yes.
Proud.
Proud.
Yeah, pride is not a sin, which is good. And spiritual.
Spiritual.
Yeah. Now, these will basically just have some modifiers for those traits when you do them. So we're now going to go through, starting at the top. We are going to roll specifically only for the traits on the left, and the traits on the right will auto-fill depending on what we rolled for the trait on our left. So, for instance, we're going to get our 2d6, we are going to roll them. We're going to add +3 to that. And if you are also rolling for a religious virtue, you're going to add a further +3.
Oh, so for Christian, for chaste, we add another 3 too.
Exactly. Now, and
Mine
then
is lustful.
Exactly. So what that
right?
means, you will subtract 3. Very well. You're ahead of it. Okay, cool. All right. So let's start with this. Chaste. What'd you get, Joe?
Oh man.
6 plus 6 in your case.
It's 10. So
10,
no
cool.
change.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just put it in 10. So you're 10, which is good. You've got room to grow as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Paula.
Sorry, it was the 2d6, and then what do I?
-3.
So just
so
the
it's
minus.
2d6 plus 3 minus. It's just 2d6 for you.
So 2d6. So that's 8 then.
Okay, so you type in 8, which should make your lustful trait 12 automatically on that character sheet. Nora?
My character's in the 4B movement because I rolled a 17.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
Rolled a 17.
You know what?
Holy-
is that fair?
mathematically
You're
possible?
so beautiful.
It is.
You smell like flowers, and yet you're so chaste. It's so romantic.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Skid, what did you get?
My chaste value is 14.
Okay. All right. Now
Now
we're going to do
brave castle anthrax with no fear.
All right. So now we're going to roll for energetic. So same deal. 2d6 plus 3. But energetic is a pagan virtue. So Paula will roll with 2d6 plus 6.
All right. I got a 12 in energetic.
Okay. Paula?
I rolled 2 1s. Do I have to keep it? It's bad.
So lazy.
It's not bad. It's just maybe you're not the most energetic pagan there is. It's not like the worst.
So 8 total.
8 total, so you're way...
I'm a bad pagan.
Nora, what'd you get for energetic?
11.
11?
I think us Christians will be like, it's typical lazy pagan.
I'm like, no, it's just
Sleeping
me.
in
Most
again.
pagans are super
Right.
into it.
She must have exuded all that energy during her lustful activities.
Yeah,
Know it, baby.
Got nothing
Always
left.
sleeping. Skid, what was your energetic?
Me, I got a 14.
Oh, wow. So, and you're only lazy 6. That's pretty good. You've got a
Yes,
so
in
Paula's
direct
got a high
opposition
lazy.
to my own personal values.
Exactly right. Yeah. All right, we're going to roll again. Is everyone having a fun time rolling dice?
This is
love this. Yeah.
This is so fun. We play almost no games anymore with like randomized, personal kind of attributes.
Yeah.
So I love this.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Well, and look, for those who are listening or watching who don't love this, there is definitely the option to, as I said, do your point buy and just distribute it as you'd like. But then you don't get fun.
Well, how does that work?
Exciting thing. Well, it's different for each thing. If you are doing a determinist method, it's constructed method. You just literally assign 15 to a bunch of them. Or sorry, looking at the wrong thing. You raise all your religious ones to 13, and then you select valorous to 15, and then you just choose one to be 16, and then put 6 points wherever you want.
Okay, cool.
And I don't think it's. But the thing is, with that method, you can never raise a trait above 15, except for the one that you get to choose to make 16. So the fact that Nora has 17 and something is something you can only get through doing the random method. But also
that's
getting
cool.
like a 6 or a 7 is not going to happen either. So. I think the random method is makes for probably more exciting gameplay particularly if you're doing a shorter campaign. Because if you've got 4 people who all have very similar distributions, it has its place, but that would give you more room to grow over a longer period of time.
Yeah, I think I definitely prefer this.
Yeah.
Just going into it, I'm super excited.
All right, so now we're rolling for forgiving/vengeful, and those of you who are Christian are adding +6, not +3, to your forgiving trait.
Ooh.
Paula, you're just rolling +3.
I got 12.
Okay,
So I'm
Good.
forgiving.
I got 12 as well.
okay, that's with the +6. Okay,
I think Nora has had an energetic
Yes,
sir.
moment of her own here.
You're all double-
Yeah,
double
because
sixes.
I'm not a very forgiving Christian. I rolled a 9.
Yes, with the
Nine.
chance.
9 total for forgiving.
9.
Wow.
All right.
I got an
what did
11.
Okay, cool. So you're more forgiving than vengeful. All right, so rolling for generous, selfish. Now, pagans are getting +6 to this. Everyone else getting +3. So generous, rolling your generous. Double ones, Joe? Is that a double one reaction?
That
or
is
it a-
snake eyes.
Oh, really?
No.
Jesus,
Sorry,
the opposite of generous
five.
is selfish.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you're selfish 15. That's so fun. That's so fun.
That is.
You get to just do that. Yeah.
You're like, hey, we killed the giant. Now we're going to split up the treasure. You're like, are we?
I hate that. That's all
But
right.
I was here
Hey,
first.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So it's only
Paula,
+3 because it's not religious. Yeah, it's not generous.
Yeah, it's not a generosity.
Generous
is not a Christian
Christian yeah, value.
No.
All right.
Let's not dissect that one. Paula, what did you get?
13.
Okay,
generous,
well done.
so-
Very generous.
Yes.
Nora,
shit.
anything wild?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we roll the next one?
Roll for generous? Did you roll for generous?
I did roll. Yeah, I got a 13
Oh, okay, cool.
for
And Skid?
generous.
I got a 7.
Oh, okay. Also
Oh.
particularly selfish. Well, maybe you can be buddies with the 4'11" selfish dude too.
Oh, a selfish
now-
giant.
All right, so now we're rolling for honest/deceitful, and pagans. You get +6 to this. Everyone else gets +3.
Oh no.
Double ones.
I'm
Double sixes.
honest to a fault.
Oh,
I have an 18 in honest.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
So here's the thing, though. So this is another random example. All four of you are like, hey. Let's not tell the liege lord that his son was being a douche. Let's just run over that. And Paula's going to have to fail her honesty roll.
Oh
She's
my
gonna-
God.
we
Yeah,
have to
honest
be
to a
true.
fault,
We
like
can't
you
You're
said.
lie.
famous.
She'd be really bad at the board game Coup. I'm sure you know that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Really bad
You're
at
like
Coup.
Jim Carrey's character in the movie Liar Liar.
Yeah, have you seen that one?
Exactly.
Liar. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't lie, but he's a lawyer, so it's very awkward. It's a whole
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was the hook of that
Well,
film,
yeah.
right?
We
Brian?
really
Exactly,
summed
yeah.
up the plot well, Brian.
No need
Yeah,
to
he
watch
did.
it now.
Yeah. That was it.
Brian nailed it.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we were just okay.
Sorry. Everyone was rolling for their honesty, right?
Honesty,
anyone
yeah.
get anything weird?
And we no, I am 10. So
10?
and it didn't
Bang
move
on.
Wow.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Even
also
Steven.
Fence sitter.
same. I'm 11, so just
Oh.
slightly more honest than.
Okay.
Anything for you, Skid?
I got a 13, but I
Okay.
fudged that a little. So
Oh,
it's, no,
did you
it's,
use
no,
it?
no, I
You
got a
changed it.
13.
It's just like, I don't like that roll.
Good
I was gonna say
Good one,
it's a 13.
Skid.
All right. Merciful. Merciful is a Christian value, so Christians
Oh,
getting
wait,
plus
did we do
6.
just an arbitrary?
Did we do-
Oh,
No,
pardon
we
me, I
didn't do
skipped
just.
just. So yeah, so let's roll. Now, it's just and arbitrary and not virtues of either of these religions. So just straight dice +3. Rolling for just.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, 11.
Cool.
I
Roll,
have
Paul.
8, so I go where the mood takes me. You know?
Sure.
Just like with my lustfulness.
Your lazy lustfulness.
Lazy lustfulness.
Lazy lustfulness. Starfish over here. Nora, what'd you
I
get?
got double sixes on that roll,
Oh,
so
sh-
it's 15
oh, gosh.
just.
Wow.
You always
Wow.
Get up and do
My
things.
gosh.
I
Judge
feel like we're gonna have
Dredd.
some conflict
Over here.
in this group. We're not gonna agree a lot on how to approach things.
This is going to be brutal.
Is this this angelically beautiful woman with who is, I assume, still a virgin and very, very, is it very forgiving? Is your other really high one? No, you're not
no,
very
that
forgiving.
one
You're
is
very
down the
vengeful.
middle. It was let me say chaste and generous was
A
like
very
the two
high.
highest ones, but the other one, what did you say? The
What
generous
did you just roll
vengeful
though?
was.
But you also roll on it. Was really high honesty, was it? Or-
No, honesty was a little down the middle. It was 11 and
Okay.
9.
I'm the very honest.
I was proud. Very, very just is the big one. Just. Skid, what did you get?
I got a 9.
Okay. So more
Yeah.
arbitrary, whatever.
More
Whatever-
arbitrary.
Whatever happens. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is merciful. Oh wait, merciful and
Yes.
cruel. Now merciful is a Christian value, so +6. Wait, is it? No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is,
right?
yeah.
+6 for the Christians. And Paula, you're just +3.
Oh my God.
Did you roll double ones again? Yep.
No, I got a 3. So
that's-
wow.
Oh.
But you still,
my God.
you still get bumped up to 9. But yeah, he's more cruel
Joseph
than
the
merciful.
Cruel.
And selfish.
It's because people have been mean to you for being so small, and you've just
Yeah,
learned that you've got to
yeah.
give it back,
But
right?
this is
You've
also
gotta-
showing that, just because you
It's a good point.
you have a religious designation doesn't mean you always practice what you preach, all right? It's because you've got a chip on your shoulder because you're 4'11 at 21.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Paula, you were only adding +3, so...
Yeah, 11. So
Okay.
reasonably merciful.
I
Noura?
rolled a 9 on the die, so I got it for 15
Nice.
for
Okay.
merciful.
Aw.
And I got a 16.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You are super
What?
just and super merciful, Nora.
Yeah. I'm just like the teddy bear of this little squad
Yeah. Real
who'll
Girl
lie on
Scout.
occasion if it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we're rolling for modest/proud. Now, we're
You know
rolling
what?
for
Before we
modest.
do that, Brian,
Oh,
if
go
I
for
could
it,
interrupt, I think that
Please.
puts us a little past halfway on
Oh,
the traits,
pardon
and we've
me.
got a few more
Pardon
left.
me.
Why don't we take a quick break?
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we'll do the rest of the traits. We'll be back in a second. Just give us a few minutes here, and we'll hop right back in. The rest of the traits right after this break.
Perfect. Welcome back to the Glass Cannon, where we're playing Pendragon. We're roughly about halfway through making a bunch of characters, and we're halfway through doing our personality traits. But I just want to check in because we're rolling a lot of dice, we're writing a lot of numbers. It might seem a little dull, but really what's happening is these fresh characters and their personalities are coming to life. And what some of our players are discovering is that they are creating characters that they otherwise might not have played if they sat down to put pen to paper in a role-playing game. Joe, you said you had to walk away because you were furious. You went like,
I hate this game. I'm never going to play it again.
Yeah, this is terrible.
No, I
I've played
wasn't.
douchebag.
I wasn't furious. I was just a little bit frustrated. Obviously, like this is. I pictured a little. I was gonna say I pictured something a little bit more valorous. However, we haven't rolled valorous yet. That's still available.
No, and Valorous does have its
but
own modifier.
But yeah, I was kind of frustrated because if you reading the beginning of the book, they make it very clear that the game is about glory and about, it's not about making filthy, dirty, thieving characters. Like it's really about now you could be all different kinds of knights, but ultimately you're looking for glory, the advancement of your house,
Honor is very important.
Honor
Yeah.
is very important. You are rewarded for doing the right thing, even if it's difficult, etc. You're not rewarded for doing the wrong thing. But of course, that's very arbitrary and can be kind of, game to game, GM to GM or whatever. Anyway, all I was saying is I had to walk away because I was like, how am I going to play this and still hit all these goals? A selfish, slightly cruel character. And then I walked away and the thought that I had was just, well, wait a minute. I mean, just because it's not what I thought I was going to play does not mean this isn't shaping up to be a really interesting character.
Yeah,
Really
so
fun. Yeah. So I got to realign, but I'm ready. Like I'm back in and I'm very excited.
Well, on that note, another good example from the Arthurian myths is the character of Sir Lancelot, which, depending on the myth or the version of the legend that you're reading, Lancelot he's the number one ace knight who's the very pinnacle of chivalric, honorable behavior. And the other myth you might read would be like, oh no, he actually he lied and was very good looking and he lied and he took a bunch of other glory from other people because he was selfish and he was cruel, but he fashioned a story around himself that people were like, oh no, he's fantastic, he's great. Whereas anyone who knew him was like, actually, he's kind of a douche.
Very interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I did find a picture of Joe's character in the book, though.
Oh, where is it?
Come on, man.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Stop,
I am
height shaming me.
a character. Look, we love our short kings. I'm making a character that is not what I envisioned and is probably not how I would have chosen, but it's really freeing because I can be like, cool, here's things that I would have been like, oh, is this the best choice? Is this the right thing? And now I'm like, I'm just going to play. The dice told me, and that's how I'm going to play it. And that's going to be actually, I think, really fun. So yeah,
Yeah.
Totally.
I thought I usually play like way more chaotic characters. And so for this to be like a very like pure, very kind character, at least, it is nice to have like, if you're not sure what character you're playing, to have like this as a groundworks for who they become. Because if you just go straight chaos, it'd be for a 2-shot that you don't know who you're playing. It can be like a little bit daunting to be like, who am I in this world? So, but this is nice.
Well,
it can kind of like move you out of your comfort zone too. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
it's to do something you wouldn't normally play. But
which is interesting. And the other benefit this has is if you're particularly if in a short term campaign, like if you're doing a 1-shot or a 2-shot, and you might be presented with an in-world situation, and you're like, oh, I'm really not sure how I would react. You can opt as the player to just say like, well, I'm going to roll against this trait, even if there's a 50-50, and I'll let that decide for me as to
I love that
too.
Kind of thing.
yeah,
And if I'm not mistaken, this represents a base of the personality that not only you were born with, but that also was fashioned by your family, your house, your parents on down the line. When you begin playing the character, especially if it's a longer term campaign, you can change your own traits by playing against them.
Oh.
If you successfully do it, your number starts to move.
Yeah, and as one goes up, the other goes down. So
Yeah,
just
and
while we're on
you
that,
can change it yourself if you really want to push that character in that direction, but you have to roll against yourself to do it. It's kind of fun. It's neat.
Yeah.
And if we take a look at the character sheet again, looking at our traits, everyone will notice that in the little shield where you write your numbers, next to it is a little square box. And those of you who have played Call of Cthulhu or RuneQuest will recognize that as a checkbox. So often when you check that is when you will test to see if that number changes. So that can actually
interesting.
Definitely change. And it's not necessarily just with rolling either. You might have a 50-50 and this for people that are worried like, oh, this system sounds like it's going to do the role playing for you. That's not the case. If you don't, as long as one of your traits isn't that famous 16 plus where it will dictate sort of how you're going to do. Yeah, like if you've got say a 9 and 11. So you're 9 modest and that's a bad example. Say you're 9 energetic and 11 lazy, and I'm like oh, it's first thing in the morning. What do you do? And you might be like, well, I'm actually going to get up today and I'm going to make sure I do stuff. Like I'm not going to say like, oh no, well actually your lazy's a little higher, so you can't do that. Instead, it'll be like, okay, well because you've made that choice, check your energetic box, and at the end of the session, we'll see if that trait changes. Because you were role playing in a certain way. So anyway,
Cool.
Where were we up to? I think we were up to modest.
We finished.
Modesty.
Yeah.
Modest and proud.
Modest and proud. Now, modest and proud is an interesting one. So we're rolling for modest. So the Christians are getting +3 to this. +6. But proud is a pagan virtue. So Paula, you are just rolling +3, -3. So straight dice for your modesty.
I got a 6 for modesty, so I'm almost famously proud.
Wow.
Not quite.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, I
how'd
got.
you
You
go?
said it's +6 for Christian, right?
+6 for Christians, yeah.
Another low roll, so that's an 11
Okay.
for modest.
I got 10 and 10 on this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, just straight
So
down the
maybe
middle.
it's situational. What I'm proud of, what I'm,
Yeah.
what I'm not.
Yeah.
That's good. How'd
I
you
got
go?
a 13. 13
Oh, wow.
modesty.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Next one down the line we're looking at is prudent and
Prudent versus
reckless.
reckless.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
man.
Nora, you could still get reckless.
I could still get reckless. We'll
Yeah.
see.
This is now neither of these are religious virtues, so it's
it's
just
plus
dice
3?
plus 3 for everybody. Yeah.
I got 11 on my for prudent.
Okay, so you are 9 reckless, 11.
Yeah.
I got 8 on my prudent,
Ooh.
so
Oh, wow.
12 reckless.
I'm becoming a character, a bit of a character. I think.
Yeah.
How'd you go, Joe?
I got high. I got a 14. 14
Wow.
prudent.
Interesting.
6 reckless.
And I got 10.
10, 10.
10, 10.
10 10.
Simple. All right, spiritual and worldly. Now, spiritual is a religious trait for both pagans and Christians, so everybody's rolling plus 6 on the spiritual.
Plus 6 on spiritual.
Holy
Oh my
crap.
God, my rolls are so low. Well, except for that last one. 11 for spiritual.
11. And Paula, you're laughing, so...
I rolled double sixes again, so I have
Oh.
an 18 on spiritual.
18.
Oh, my God.
You are like a spirit walker.
I'm a hippie, is
you're,
what's
a,
happening.
you're a medium.
You're a druid.
Yeah.
A true druid.
And I'm so jealous that you know Merlin and I've never met him, and that is not fair.
Well, my family knows Merlin. I can't say I've ever met him myself. I'm so
He
modest
was at
after
my
all.
christening.
I'm so modest after all.
But I forgive you for making that mistake because
my
I'm
God.
so merciful.
I got a
Okay, wow.
16 for spiritual, so that's still
wow.
on brand
Wow.
Yeah.
for my character.
And Skid?
I got a 12.
Okay. Temperate and indulgent. Always a fun one. Now, the Christians
Oh, man.
getting plus 6 to their temperance. Temperance.
Ooh.
10 and 10 for
Wow,
me.
okay. With the plus
right
6.
down the line.
You need to change your dice. Switch
No,
them
it's just
over.
another
Yeah.
It's just
4.
Joe. You need to
That's a
change
Joe.
the person rolling, I think.
I got some dice here. Let's see what I roll. You can have this roll if you want instead, Joe. I
Did
rolled
you
an
say
8.
15 or higher is famous?
Yeah.
6,
No,
well,
16,
15.
16.
16 is when it becomes an issue, but I think it's the 15. Yeah, 15 to 16. And then it becomes exalted.
Yeah, I don't have a
when you're above
16 in
20.
anything. Not famous for anything.
You're
Except being
carving out your
selfish.
own legend. Except being selfish. That short guy always eats all the chicken. Yeah.
I have a 9 for temperate, so I'm a little bit more indulgent, which I think
Okay.
works with being proud and reckless to an
Yeah.
extent.
Mhm.
And lazy, you know,
And
and lustful, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 14.
Okay. And Skid.
I got a 9.
Cool. Oh,
And
okay.
temperate.
A little bit more indulgent. All right.
Yeah.
Trusting and suspicious. Also
Oh,
a fun
boy.
one. And this is just plus 3. I don't think this is a virtue for anybody.
Again, low. So
low
8.
numbers. That means you're really
8
suspicious.
trusting.
That's not a bad thing. You can be suspicious of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suspicious
I don't mind
people
it.
stay alive.
I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
You say suspicious people stay alive?
Yeah.
Well, again,
alive
I
and
might
friendless.
die. I'm a 12 trusting, so
Okay.
not.
And what about you? What about you, Nora?
I got another 10 and 10
Okay.
on this.
Wow. And I got an 11. 11 trusting.
Okay. The very last one, valorous and cowardly. And now I can see
Oh,
Joe's
this is
already
such a
sweating
big
with this one.
one.
Oh, man.
But I've got good news because you are all, if not knights, at least squires. Valorous is an important trait, so you are actually getting plus 8, 2d6 plus
Oh,
8. To
okay,
this roll.
that's-
Oh, so you
Wow.
can't
Everybody?
be more cowardly to start the game.
No, you can't. You can. At worst, you roll double ones and you're
Ooh.
10-10. Yeah.
So, sorry, can I ask real quick, because you just mentioned
Yeah.
that and you had said that before, and that's the thing I was most afraid of,
No, not
is being
not
the
starting as
only
a knight.
squire. We don't know yet? It's not
We
based
don't
on
know
like
yet.
our
It's
characteristics?
mostly based on skills, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so we haven't got to skills yet. So.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
But that's okay because I mean the game also assumes that you can start as a squire and you become knighted in the first session or so. But yes, okay. So everyone's rolling for valorous. How'd you go after all that?
I'm glad we had a
Wait,
plus
what-
8,
Plus
Plus
8
8.
to it?
Plus 8.
Plus 8.
Plus 8.
6 plus 8.
because I'm only 12 with that plus 8.
Oh wow. Okay, so 12
I rolled
valorous.
2 twos.
Oof.
Nora, what did you get?
I rolled an 11 on the die.
Oh,
So
wow.
I have a 19
19.
for Valorous.
Oh my god.
I love how much your characters come into focus for me. Like, you're really brave, like,
Yeah, you're the hero of this story.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Except not in battle. Not that strong.
Yeah, this is going to be
my heart's in
interesting.
the right place.
Yeah, spiritual warrior.
Spiritual, just,
Literally just rolled a lawful good
merciful
paladin.
warrior.
Yeah.
And sturdy. Like I'm not ready to hit anything, but I'll stay up at the end.
Yeah.
Skid, how did you go for Valorous?
I got a 13.
Okay. And Joe, you're a bit stressed.
14.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so everyone's looking at their traits. Are we feeling all right? We're feeling
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit bummed, to be honest. I don't have a 16 in anything.
Well, that's not.
But I mean, I guess it's just a middle of the road
Look,
kind of
not
character.
all of us
We'll
can
see.
be known for something. You know,
I guess,
Joe?
yeah.
Like,
That's fine. Yeah, I
You
guess
have a
I'm
15
just.
in anything?
Yeah, it's selfish.
Okay. Okay, that's right. Wow.
But I am
Wow,
like,
yeah.
I'm largely basing it on my memories of the starter set when we all did it, when we did it together a year ago. Everybody had a 16 in something, if not in two things. And so I thought that was pretty routine. But yeah, with the random method, you might just middle out a little bit.
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Don't worry, that you will be able to adjust some things further. All right, so second to last thing we've got to do is look at our passions. So our passions, these are things that your character is passionate about. When we played these with the starter set, you're looking at the character sheet, they were a little different in the starter set in that they weren't categorized into 4 different sections, which are written in Latin because we love to teach people. So it's
Yes.
fidelity,
It's amazing.
fervor, adoration, and civility, but they are written in Latin. And there's basically, they're unlike RuneQuest where you can have a passion for pretty much anything. The passions that you can get in Pendragon are specifically tied to one of these 4 categories, and there's only so many you have. Some of these are actually pre-written in your character sheet, so you know you've got homage, fealty, love, family, devotion to your deity, hospitality, and station. And they're the ones we're going to fill out now. So knights start with so honor is the other one. The other one, honor is the big one at the top next to your glory, and honor is it's separate to the other ones because it's pretty much the main knightly virtue. So everybody is going to roll for their honor now, and it's 2d6 plus 8.
Come on, at least, I don't know, have honor, I guess?
at least have honor, right?
And remember, these are not something you can be famous for. These are just your things that your character's passionate about. Are you not very passionate about your honor, Joe? What'd you roll? Double ones?
No, I rolled a 4. So you said it's plus
Okay.
what?
Plus 8. It's
Plus
12.
8, so 12. 12 honor.
Yeah. Paula?
I have 16 honor.
Wow.
Nice.
So I rolled 8 on the dice.
Yeah. Nora?
15. I rolled 7 on the dice.
And Skid?
I got a 16 as well.
Well done. Okay, now it's 2d6 plus 8 for both your homage to your lord, so you can write in there parentheses lord, and for your love of your family, which is down in the fervor section. So everyone can roll their 2d6 plus 8 twice, once for homage and once for love. And while everyone's doing that, I'll just explain. So the passions are things that in game you will draw upon to inspire you to do even more heroic things. So, for instance, before you enter battle with a bandit who is harrying your home, you might draw on your passionate love for your family, and you would make a roll against that, and depending on what your result was, it would give you a bonus for that combat, for example. Same deal if you hate Saxons, you might roll your hatred of Saxons to give yourself a bonus to convince the king that we should really not, forgive the Saxons for doing something like that at court, et cetera, et cetera. How did we go with our homage, lord, and love family?
Are they the same numbers, or are we rolling 2 different?
You roll twice, so they're both
twice.
2d6 plus 8, but you rolled 2 separate times.
Oh, 2d6.
Sorry.
Okay, so 18
Yeah.
for the first one.
Me
Okay.
too. We take our jobs very seriously.
Wow.
That's your homage to your lord.
And 16 for family.
Not my D-bag so much. He's a 13. 13.
It's all right.
I got 13 too. See,
You just
the
have
selfish
a
boys.
character arc.
Yeah.
But, and this is interesting, I did roll an 18 for family.
There
Oh,
you go.
you really love your family.
Nice.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. So that's good. He's got a passion for
Give me
something.
something.
Well, maybe you're selfish. Only other people might see it as selfish, but what you're doing is what you think needs to be done to take care of your family.
Your family.
family
Yeah.
comes first, and if that means other people don't get stuff, sorry.
Right.
You can spin these things.
Why are we not rolling for fealty?
Because it's a different dice, which I'm.
Okay, so we will.
Oh, sorry.
roll for
Pardon
that.
me. Sorry. Mercenary knights start with fealty instead of homage, so that's if you were a mercenary knight, you
okay.
can use that.
Interesting.
That's
Got
just
it.
filled in there. We're now rolling for hospitality and station. Each of those are 2d6 plus 3.
Chihuilitas.
And these are these are your civility.
Kiwilita. Oh, nice
Civilidad.
W pronunciation on the V's.
On the
You're bringing me back to Latin class.
I know, right?
Civillitas.
So this was hospitality and station.
Yes.
Okay.
Each of them are 2d6 plus 3, two separate rolls.
Oh, plus 3.
Yeah.
I've got a 10 hospitality and a 12 station.
Mm-hmm.
What is station? Because I crushed that roll.
Okay, station is like how seriously you take your station in society. Like you're a knight. Like, this is like on where I belong in the rungs of society and how
Okay,
important it is.
cool.
It's not a selfish thing way to look
No,
at it. So yeah,
clearly.
No,
so,
not at all.
So I got a 12 hospitality and a 14 station.
yeah.
Ooh.
I got a 9 hospitality and 11 station. So maybe I'm like God first and then
Yeah.
everything else later.
Well,
Yeah.
And Skid, what'd you get?
What are we adding to this again?
Plus 3.
3.
2d6 plus 3.
So I got a 7 for hospitality and
Oh,
a 6 for station.
Oh, Skid!
Wow.
Wow, you don't take your knighthood seriously at
No,
all.
no.
The look on Brian's face. Wow. Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh,
Well, no,
boy.
I was also just thinking because Noura was just saying a moment ago that she takes God very seriously. We'll find out how seriously because you're going to all roll for the devotion to your deity, and this is
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is 1d6 plus 2.
Oh, okay.
1d6 plus 2.
Interesting.
All right, then.
And okay. I rolled
Roll
a
a
6.
six.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
oh my
gosh.
god,
of
of course. Of course.
The dice are telling a story. I have a 4.
Yeah, me too. 4 in devotion deity.
And I have a 6 total.
Okay. I wonder why that's so low. The base.
Yeah, you're only
Yeah.
1d6.
Plus 2.
I'll tell you in a moment. But also, all Salisbury knights hate the Saxons. So this is when you're going to have to manually
Yes.
put in. So you've got hate in the... sorry, it's under fervor. There's the 3 drop-down menus, or, you would just write this in if you're using a physical sheet. You select hate from the drop-down menu and then write in Saxons. And then
Yep.
you're going to roll 1d6 plus 2 to find out how much you hate
I hate the
Saxons.
Saxons so much.
Honestly, I don't care that much.
Back to Frisia.
Oh, I snagged a 7 on that one.
I rolled a 1, so I have a 3 in my hatred for Saxons. Like, I don't know, live and let live, man. Like, whatever.
Is this-
let's not blame them for the stuff their parents did.
Is this 2d6?
This is
2d6 plus
1d6
2.
plus 2.
1d6 plus 3. Plus 2 or 3?
2 plus 2.
Oh, okay. So I have
Oh.
a
Be low.
5.
Okay.
So, Brian, God, I might be jumping ahead here and just tell me to shut up, but as I put in these values, the sheet is totaling them under their category. What is that total number used for?
So each category, being fidelity, fervor, adoration, and civility, does have a total, and that total can never go above 40. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the only way to go above 40 is to get a passion that actually goes above 20, which is something that can happen very difficultly. Difficultly? That's a good word. Yeah.
Yes.
With great difficulty while playing the game. That is sort of just these various caps. So it sort of stops you from being like, if you were a power gamer, you're like, I'm going to fall in love with everybody and have like 17 different people I love that I can call upon to give myself bonuses during combat. Like, so that kind of thing, I suppose. Yeah, that's how it's broken up. Now, everybody separately take 4 d6, so 4 of them. You're going to roll them all and add them up. Write that number down on your little piece of paper that you got. Sorry, it's 4d6 plus 1 is what you're writing down.
Interesting.
So minimum
Okay.
minimum 5. Yeah.
Plus what you said? Sorry.
Plus 1.
Plus
Plus
1.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you should have is a number between 5 and a higher number than that.
19.
Yeah.
25.
Okay.
14.
No.
15.
Okay.
I have 15 as well.
I have 11.
So now what you're doing with those points is you are spreading them amongst those passions that you just rolled for, however you like, but you cannot, using these points, raise a passion above 15.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh.
So you can increase your devotion, for instance, up to 15 if you wanted to, or your hospitality, or if you thought, oh, my fealty to my lord should be a bit higher. Or if you rolled a low honor and you think you should have a higher honor, you can do that, but you can't bring anything above 15. If you naturally rolled something above 15, well done, everybody. But yeah, so you can take some time to do that now.
Cool.
Okay.
And while everyone's doing that, I'll vamp a bit about passions. You can also inherit passions from your parents, is the thing we've talked about before. So if in the game you have an heir and your character again dies, or if you just decide you want to retire your character because they're getting a bit old and some of their attributes are beginning to wither away and you want to start playing as your child, you can do that. And when you make your child's character sheet, you might inherit some of the particularly strong passions that your first character did have. So that's something to sort of keep in mind as well with the... we're talking a little bit about how, there's a little bit of the Crusader Kings DNA in this, or actually probably the other way around, given Crusader Kings... this predates Crusader Kings by quite a bit, but there is a bit of that DNA where there's the emergent narrative of like, oh, turns out my dad hated Saxons 25, so I'm at least hate Saxons 10 from birth because he really hammered that into me growing up, that kind of thing, right? So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've split my points up here between... I brought my hospitality up to 15. That's the max we could do it, right?
Correct.
And then I added the rest of my points into devotion, so that would go from 4 to 9. I'm
Cool.
slightly more religious than before, passionately.
I decided... I had a lot of points with 15, and I decided to... Honestly, I forgot devotion deity was there.
Okay.
And that's only 4. But I think it's funny, so I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I poured the most points into hate Saxons. Just because I thought it was fun. So I bumped that to 13. But then everything else I just got to 15 that wasn't. Honor, homage, and station.
Oh, smart.
cool.
I
Smart.
squeezed up to 15.
How high?
Wow.
So it was 50. How high can we make each one? You said.
So
Was
when
it-
you're adding the points manually, like we did just now, 15
Yeah.
is your cap. But if you rolled one that was higher than 15 already, then that's okay. You just can't
Okay.
put more points into that one. Yeah.
And you're saying something about the total of all 4 can't be more than 40. Is that right?
No, but that's in
under
each
one
category.
category.
Yeah. So
Oh,
for
one
instance,
cate-
you
okay,
can't have
okay.
all of your fidelity passions can't be more than 40 in total. But you'll notice the auto calculator sheet is already adding that up for you, so you shouldn't be anywhere near 40 in anything.
Yeah.
Just
No,
yet.
definitely not.
Um,
Well, I got an 8. I rolled a 6 on my hatred of Saxons, and I put the maximum number of points in that, so I hit 15. I hate
Nice.
the Saxons.
so
Nice. We will be
for anybody-
unified on that.
Anybody listening along at home who's enjoying this but doesn't necessarily know what the numbers mean yet, let me just give you a quick sneak peek into what the Pendragon core mechanic is, and that is a roll low D20 system. So if you've played any of our other games that are BRP based, so usually it's a D100 percentile, it's the same concept except you're rolling with a D20. So for instance, Joe said he has a homage of 15. If he wanted to roll against his homage, he would be trying to roll a 15 or under on his D20. So the higher the number, the better. And I'm telling you that now because when we get into skills, you're going to notice that a lot of your skills have very low numbers to begin with. A lot of them are also just static to begin with, right? Everyone will have the same in a number of these skills. So we're going to move to skills now. So skills are on your the first page of your character sheet, halfway down on the right-hand side. They're broken up into non-combat and combat skills. A bunch of these I'm just going to read out, and you're going to transcribe them as we go. And then there will be some adjustments to make. Everyone with me on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, ready to rock.
So awareness is 5. So that means if you roll awareness, you need to roll a 5 or less
Wow.
on a D20.
Not very aware.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh, and the other thing I should point out is that if you roll a natural 20 in Pendragon, that's actually a fumble. That is the worst roll you can
Right.
get. if you want to roll a crit, what you need to roll is the exact target number you wanted. So, for instance, using our awareness example, if you roll a 5, that means you've critically succeeded.
That's so cool.
The next one is compose. Now, if I skip any, that's okay, because that means that's just 0, right? So, I've skipped everyone's favorite attempted to pronounce word.
Chirurgery.
Chirurgery, yes.
Rural
compose.
chirurgery.
Tells you how to say it.
Chirurgery. Compose is 5.
Ooh.
What the hell is compose? That's writing music?
Making poetry and stuff, man.
Writing stuff. Yeah, man. You got to impress everyone.
Arthurian Knights. We got to, courtly love.
Yeah.
We have to win over courtly love.
Okay, here's where it's going to get fun. Remember I said right at the top of the show that your appeal is sort of a catch-all for a lot of your social skills? Okay, so your courtesy is your appeal minus 5.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What was that grimace then, Paul? Do you have a really low?
That was not
Well,
so
my
nice.
appeal is 9, so my courtesy is 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Your courtesy is somewhat lessened of late.
You lazy, rude
Left-handed
pagan.
redhead.
All right. Next one is your dancing, and your
Nice,
dancing.
come on.
Dancing
Dexterity?
is divided by 2. Dexterity
Yeah.
divided by 2, rounding up.
Boom, boom.
Rounding up. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
My man can dance.
Yeah. We stand a short king shuffling on the floor. Low center of gravity.
But with that glossy black hair.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
exactly
It's
right.
just in
Shimmers
waves as he
Shimmers in the
hits the
candlelight.
dance floor.
All right.
I like this next one.
Everybody's favorite hobby, falconry. Everyone's just as good as at 5. Falconry. Everyone knows what falconry is. We don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falconry.
Exactly. Hey, just as an aside, do you guys? Did you folks like sports?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
So this is like the most nerdy way to approach this, but I've been thinking a lot lately about getting into a sport. I'm thinking about getting into the NFL. Would you
Hell yeah,
recommend I
dude.
do that? Should I
That's
do
the
that
one.
one?
It's fun.
Absolutely,
Fun to
man.
watch.
Okay,
Absolutely.
should I get into the NFL?
If
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
international and you want to get into something, NFL.
Well,
it
a
is
lot
the
of
my friends-
most accessible. It is,
Is
the
it?
College
shortest
football is more
season,
fun.
the least amount of games with the highest stakes.
That's the thing that Paul was just saying, because we often, like our head office is in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So every time I go there, I was like, "Oh, we got to get one of those Michigan
Go to the big
State
house,
games."
man.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, I wish I had some context so I could be further excited for this." But
Well, this
Oh my
is
God,
also
dude.
a fantastic time to jump on the
because it's 10
Detroit
weeks away,
Lions
right?
bandwagon.
Well,
That
that's the
too.
thing. I don't know what faction I'm going to choose, right? So I don't know which
Right.
army to start.
Well, my college beat Michigan in football while we
Okay.
were still a
you were in college.
Division 2. It was right after I graduated.
Oh my
Division 2
God.
team.
Was that Appalachian?
It was Appalachian State University.
I remember
so
that
you can
game.
tell
I was
that
just
to all
thinking
the
about that
people.
game yesterday. I was just
I was
thinking
the
about that game.
illustrated cover of it.
That was one of the worst losses in Michigan history.
Did you just say
They paid
you were
us
on the
money to
cover
go
of
there,
Sports Illustrated?
No, but the school
Paula
like
was a
shot from the
cheerleader for
game
Appalachian
No, we're like a marching band.
They also said a very important thing.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
love
I should
this.
get,
Let's
I should
talk
get into
about
the NFL.
this.
All right, okay.
Absolutely.
Take that off-
You should probably
take
go
that
with the
off
Detroit Lions if you're going to be in the area.
Well, I
because
don't
they're
know.
Philadelphia
very
Eagles.
fun. No,
Does Boston
don't
have a
go to-
team? I've got family in Boston.
No.
I've been to Boston a
No,
bunch
no,
as a
no,
kid.
no, 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 no.
Do they have a
Does
team
it
or
have to be
not?
the Patriots?
Yes,
No.
but
That's the New England
Don't.
Patriots. Okay.
You're,
Yeah, don't.
you are
Don't do the
forbidden.
Patriots,
You're
come on.
forbidden.
everyone's going to hate you.
Feels
Don't
a
do
bit-
that.
Yeah.
Go
Anyway.
for
Okay,
Detroit.
we'll talk about that off mic.
Couldn't
Anyway.
be a better time to
It's so
grab.
basic.
Well, that's
Jump
what
on
I'm
the
thinking
Detroit
about it. I looked
Lions
into how I
bandwagon.
can get it. I have to get a special app and stuff, but it seems good. All right.
Yeah.
Fashion. Your fashion is your appeal minus 5.
All right. Well, let's. Okay.
Oh,
No
same
one's
as my
gonna
courtesy.
like me.
Look
What
at
are you wearing?
Paula,
Yeah.
I think you knew that when you picked
Yeah.
left-handed.
Yeah.
I had to pick something.
Nora and I can tell you how unpopular we are.
All right.
How
Your-
people react when they find out.
Your first aid is your dexterity divided by 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Round it up again.
Yeah. Here we go. Everyone's favorite one.
Flirting.
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 Appeal minus 5.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Wow.
Maybe my
be
character
it's
doesn't
tough.
know that she's flirting, but she's quite flirty.
Tough breaks for Paula's character. So lustful, really bad at sealing the deal.
It's pretty bad. I have no courtesy, no fashion sense, and
Can't
And
do
you're
it.
lazy
can't
about it,
talk
too.
to
And just super
anyone. I'm
I'd
so
love to
it's
improve,
just
but
a
it's
lot
just-
of like thoughts in my head that don't actually get acted on.
Okay. Folklore. This is a weird one. Folklore also based on your appeal -5.
Wow,
Okay.
cool. Okay.
Because that's what you know about like the common.
I think
folks,
what the go
right?
is here is no folklore is sort of like fairy lore and stuff like that. And I think they've done appeal because this
Oh.
lends itself to storytelling and being social and learning these stories through word of
Oh.
mouth. Because
Okay.
and if you are not someone people like to talk to, you probably don't know much about
Yeah,
folklore.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
interesting.
Some hot
I like
goss.
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And what is? Oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? The passed down stories,
Mythology.
Oral tradition.
Yeah, the oral tradition
Yeah.
and the anecdotes
Mm.
that you would tell, aristocrats would tell at parties and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
if you can bring good ones to the table, it raises your social
Exactly.
standing. It really,
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is gaming 5.
Sweet.
Everyone gets gaming 5.
Okay.
So when our characters play
Mhm.
D&D,
What would your personal gaming score be, Paula? If there was a Paula
Oh.
Deming character sheet
Oh my god.
for Pendragon, what would your gaming
46
be?
plus 10.
Off the
What's-
charts. What's the limit?
cap is
Cap
20.
is well, actually no. The cap can go above
Because you can
20.
get pluses.
You can get
I
pluses.
think-
Yeah. It increases your crit threshold.
Probably like a 17,
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
would say, would be my
She is
personal
famous for
gaming
it.
score.
Yeah, she
Now-
is famous for it.
I may have mentioned this on another podcast because I bring it up a lot. But for those of you who are listening who maybe play a breadth of games, such as maybe board games or tabletop war games or tabletop skirmish war games, like the game Infinity by my friends at
I
Corvus
almost
Belly.
referenced Infinity a minute ago
You
for
should,
you, Brian,
because-
because
well,
the
this-
crits.
No. So here's the thing.
That's
So
how the crits work.
Infinity is a tabletop cyberpunk skirmish war game made by the Spanish company Corvus Belli. And
Oh, is that the guy that Lawson that's the game that Lawson?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is a game I discovered last year at Gen Con that Paula's husband plays, and we bonded over that. I also discovered that because our booth was right next to theirs at Gen Con a few years ago, and they walked past and saw our Pendragon banner, and they said, "Oh my god, when's that coming out?" That's our favorite game. And it's their favorite game, so much so that they took the core mechanic of Pendragon and put it into their game, which I love.
Oh no way!
Which I like. Yeah, so the combat resolution mechanic in Infinity is the exact same as the one
Well-
in Pendragon, and I love that because Greg Stafford, the late Greg Stafford, he considered this to be his magnum opus. His name's on the bottom here. He was the founder of our company, and it just shows he is one of the most prolific game designers because it doesn't matter where you go, he's always got some touch.
That's
everywhere else.
really neat. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
It also means if you play Infinity, you can pick this up real quick.
I thought the other way when I was reading how the crits work, where it's like you want to roll
Yeah.
under, but if you roll the exact, then it's
Yeah.
a crit. I
Yeah.
literally turned to Lawson and I went, "Oh, these rolls work just like Infinity."
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and just to clarify something
yeah.
you just hinted at earlier that I
Mhm.
love is you can go over 20. When you
Can
go
go
over
over
20, if it's 21, your crit threshold is 19 to 20. If it's 22, 18, 19, 20. If it's 23, 17, 18, 19, 20, all crit.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that's a really cool
That's
mechanic
interesting.
too.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
yes. And when you're doing an opposed roll, just while we're on that for people listening, you'll both roll, and it's kind of like would you call it bocce or lawn bowls? You want to get as close as you can without going over.
Closest without going over.
So, for
Or
instance,
Price is Right.
in that same situation, say I've got a sword skill of 25. I'm fighting Skid, who's got a sword skill of 7. I've got 25, but I roll a 5, right? Skid rolls a 6. We both succeed, but Skid's roll is higher than mine.
I
So
beat
he would
you.
actually beat me in that sword fight. Very
Yeah,
low
yeah.
odds, but yeah, same deal. Okay, so next one along. Sorry about this. Hunting. Hunting is 5. Hunting is 5. Do we have hunting already? Intrigue, which is, courtly intrigue, lying, deception, all that kind of thing, is your appeal -5.
Okay.
Literacy, this is going on from us talking about how folklore is based on your ability to talk. Literacy for everybody starts at 0.
Ooh.
I remember this. I said something about how low our literacy score was, and you shamed me at the table. You were just like, not everyone could read back then, Joe. Why don't you take it easy with your
with your classism over here. Yeah, your privilege of having a tutor to learn your letters.
My guy was so cool and had so many. It was so
played the
powerful in
Knight
so
from
many different ways. And
Constantinople,
I was like, his literacy's 3?
Yeah.
It's
better
really
than
funny.
everybody. Orate is your appeal -5.
Wow, appeal is
Awesome. Man, appeal
the
is really
single
important.
most important stat in the game.
for
Don't we
social
all?
skills at least. See how good your appeal is when you need to stab someone with a spear, but other than that. Orate, I just did that one. Play instrument. You ready, Joe? Dex divided
Appeal
by 2.
-5.
No, dexterity divided by 2.
Oh,
thanks.
wow. And
I like that. That makes some sense.
this is
Yep.
dope.
Demon on the loot. Yeah. Recognize is 5. Religion, singing, and stewardship are also all 5, so we can just fill all those out. That should
Okay.
take us to the end of our non-combat skills.
Whew. I hope I do
Awesome.
better in
Wow.
combat.
They start you're so
Yeah.
likely to fail every single skill roll.
Yeah. More likely than not.
70 to 80% chance you will fail.
You're not likely to succeed any roll.
Interesting.
I don't have anything higher
that's
than
when
5.
passions come into play, because when you are even just the base level of passing your passion roll gives you +5 modifier.
Oh.
So
Oh,
passions
cool.
and those
That's
kind of
cool.
things for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
What
All right,
happens
so-
if you crit on your passion roll?
You get +10,
Wow.
and you check your passion box to see if that then increases further at the end of the
That's
session.
cool.
That's
Cool.
cool.
Now, the thing is, failing a passion roll can put you into melancholy or even madness. So that's also, you don't want to just be really loose, especially with the low ones. You don't want to be like, I'll just roll this passion I've got at 4 to see if I get it, because if you fail it and then crit fail it, you could be like, well, you're out of the game for the next 2 sessions because your character's gone into like a withdrawn melancholy. So
Wow. So
Crisis.
interesting.
yeah. Okay, your weapon skills. This is your combat skills. So your brawling. Everyone looking at the same thing here?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Brawling is your strength divided by 2.
Okay.
Got above a 5. I'm so excited.
Your charge
Ooh.
is your dex divided by 2. In fact, now that you've got your dex divided by 2 number, you can put that in charge, in hafted. In
What's
sword,
hafted?
like a hafted sword,
Like
hafted
an
weapon,
axe.
or a
Anything with
pole
a haft.
like a haft.
Got it.
A
I never
haft.
heard
So
that
it's
term
my-
before.
it's my accent.
I've heard
Yeah,
haft,
same.
but I didn't hear
Yeah.
hafted.
Hafted weapons.
Hafted weapon. So yeah, your dex divided by 2 can go in charge, hafted, sword, spear, two-handed hafted, bow, crossbow, and thrown weapon. So dex divided
Whoa.
by 2 might actually be the single most important stat in the game.
Wow.
Okay.
Does my
So-
horse like me?
The questions that people care about. That was the single most marching band girl thing you've said all pod though. Sorry. I
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna-
it. That
that
takes
feels
the
about
cake.
right.
All right, you do have some cultural skill modifiers though. It's not all lost. Okay. The fact that you're Kimric Knights means you get +3 to charge, horsemanship, and courtesy. So all of those go up by 3.
Oh, wow.
And sorry, was our horsemanship just 5 again, or our dex divided by 2?
Horsemanship is. Horsemanship is dex divided by 2. Yes, pardon me. I missed that one.
So it goes up
So-
by 3?
Okay.
You get +3 to charge, +3 to horsemanship, and +3 to
Wait,
courtesy.
sorry. What was horsemanship again?
Horsemanship is dex divided by 2,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and then you get +3
+3
for being a Kimric Knight.
And
Okay.
is battle strength or is it dex?
Battle is battle. I think battle's empty.
Yeah, you didn't
is that
mention it.
zero?
But I think I didn't mention
oh,
battle. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no starting.
All right. I thought I missed it. So
No, that's
that's
okay.
0.
Mm-hmm.
And courtesy, you said courtesy is +3 as well?
Courtesy is +3, charge is +3, and horsemanship is +3.
Nice.
Now everybody needs to roll a d20 immediately.
Oh, shit.
Courtesy
How many you
is,
got? One at a time. Tell
courtesy
me what
is
you get.
+3 from what we already.
Correct, from what you already
okay.
had. Yeah.
So, because I had an 11. Okay.
So you have 11
14.
in courtesy? 14.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. You're really courteous. Skid, what did you get for your D20 roll?
I got a 16.
16. So your family is known for being musical, so you get +3 to play instrument.
Amazing.
Oh, cool.
Amazing.
Paula, what did you get?
An 18.
18. Your family is known for being melodic, and you get +3 to singing.
Ooh.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
Traveling band.
Joe, what did you get?
You got an 8.
An 8. You get -5 to... No.
God damn it. I didn't even think you were
You're
joking.
right.
Your family were healers, and you get +3 to first aid.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Cool. Cool.
Nora, did you roll a 20?
I rolled a 12.
Oh, okay. You rolled a 12. Your family, known for their scheming, and you get +3 to your intrigue.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
now that's
That's an
interesting.
added
Interesting.
layer.
Plus 3 to intrigue. Okay.
Wow.
So that's at
Now-
a 14.
Now, everybody, this is the last thing we're going to do, pretty much, because we'll do our your starting equipment and stuff is the same for everybody, but we can do that off mic. That's really simple. Everybody gets 10 points to distribute amongst any of their skills. Now, you cannot, a couple of exceptions, you can't bring a skill above 15 by adding these points to it. You cannot raise any skill that started at 0, so 0 skills are out. And any skills that are based on your appeal cannot be increased beyond what your appeal stat is.
Okay.
Okay. Now, importantly, if you want to be a knight, there are certain skills you have to. There are certain prerequisites you have to have.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
To be a
Okay.
knight, you need a minimum value of 10 in brawling, charge,
Jesus.
sword, and 2 non-weapon knightly skills. Which there's a long list of them. There's awareness, courtesy, first aid, hunting, recognize, horsemanship, and battle.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait,
Oh, sorry, I missed battle. I did miss battle. Battle is 5. Everyone should have battle 5.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
It should just be chirgery and literacy, which is 0.
What about
An
industry?
Industry should also be 0. Yeah, it's not here.
Great.
Okay.
So sorry. Okay.
To be a knight, yeah. Or
10
Say the
brawling.
night ones again.
So you can maybe write these down on your
Yeah.
little notepad. Yeah. So the knightly skills are brawling, charge, sword, awareness, courtesy, first aid, hunting, recognize, battle, and horsemanship.
and you need a 10 in all of those?
Not in all of those. You need a 10 in brawling, charge, and sword. Those 3 you need a 10 in. And then you need a 10 in at least 2 of those other non-weapon ones.
Y'all,
Okay.
I might not be able to be a knight.
Most of you might
Yeah.
not be able to be a knight, and that's okay. 'cause it's the
Holy
game of
shit.
chance. Yeah.
I was not
Okay.
expecting that. Okay.
So this is something that we could potentially earn
Correct.
through
Yeah.
play if we don't get it now.
And look, it might be as simple as if you're all not knights to begin with, or if maybe just 1 or 2 of you are knights. This is the thing you're doing is the quest you must complete in order to, for the Lord to
become
agree
one.
to knight
Yeah.
you, that kind of thing. So
And we have 10 points to spend
10
now?
points to spend. So yes, now spend 10 points however you like.
Okay.
When I made my character last night, I just got over the line of becoming a knight, and that's
Oh.
because I cheated and went back and was like, oh, I can, because that one's going to go up by 3. I will.
I think I
This one's well.
just am under.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think so. I think I'm very close, but I have to check.
I am definitely going to be a knight.
I am not going. There's no way. I'm not going to be. My numbers are all so low because my appeal was so low.
Oh, right.
I will need to do some training for
No,
sure.
wait,
I can't.
I take that back. Give me a moment. Oh, wait. Horsemanship.
Oh shit. After this, there is one other thing that will add to your skills, which I'll tell you
Okay.
now. We're going to do it separately still, but I will tell you, you will have a further 5 points to put amongst your skills after
Oh.
this. But that's
Oh.
it. It's part of a
Oh.
separate section, so it has its own restrictions, but Yeah.
Okay.
So just keep that in
My
mind.
family's bump in first aid is what put me over the line. It got me to exactly
Get to
10
nine.
in a second non-combat
Oh.
knightly
Oh,
skill.
nice.
So your brawling, charge, and sword are all 10 at least.
My brawling, charge, and sword are all 10. Charge was 10 for me from
Because you had Dex
from
you got a high
Kimrick.
Dex, do you? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
from Kimrick, and then I bumped up brawling and sword, and I still have. Wait, did our brawling start? It was brawling also.
Brawling should be
Based on
strength
Dex?
divided by 2. Strength divided by 2 for brawling. So your brawling might
I
be a
am
little lower.
1 point away from knighthood.
Okay,
So I-
well, you'll get those points in a moment. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Sorry,
okay,
Joe.
great.
Yeah.
I have. So I'm already there actually because of horsemanship and first aid are both 10, and I have 3 more to spend. So I'm good. I'm not going to put it in a weapon. I think I might put it in like awareness. That
Put it
seems
in
like a good one to
dancing,
have.
Man. Just lean into that shit.
Yeah.
Flesh that
Yeah,
code 15.
buddy.
Okay, so if everyone's done that, how's your knighthood looking? Is it on the horizon?
I think I'm 1 point away.
Okay.
I have 10 in sword and charge, 8 in brawling. I got 10 in horsemanship, and I have a 13 in courtesy, I think. Then I have an 8 in brawling. If I can bring that up 2 points, then I would be a knight.
Okay. Well, good
I
news.
need-
I think
One
I'm
more
going to
point
be
in
1
charge.
point short.
Okay.
If we, depending on how I can spend the 5 extra,
The very
I'm
last
about
thing
6
we-
points short overall.
Last thing we slap onto the sheet is the representing of your training and practice. So you get to distribute 5 points among your character's skills, however you like. You still can't take a skill above 0 if it's at 0, and you still can't take a skill above 15. You then also get to add 1 point to any trait or passion to a maximum of 19 or 20 respectively. And you get to add 1 point to your strength, size, dex, con, or app, but they will not affect the skills that we derive them from, though.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So 1 point in passion. But not above 15.
Passions, adding 1 point to a trait or a passion cannot take it above 19.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
not above 19. Okay.
Yeah. But your skills can't go above 15.
So I put this is just fun. So this guy's starting to come together. I eschewed awareness. Let's just be oblivious and selfish and self-absorbed. But I decided to put points in orate, just because I thought that would be fun. And then I put a couple more in from those 5. So I bumped up orate, courtesy. I only needed 1 more point in courtesy to get it to 10. So I put courtesy to 10. And then I put literacy to 2.
Oh.
Because I would like to be a little bit literate.
You can't.
Oh, you're right.
raise
You're
above
right.
0.
I'm sorry you said that.
from
you
zero.
said that.
So 2 more are going into dancing by
oh.
the sounds of it. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going into dancing, bro.
Were we adding how much to, was it strength or con, and how much are we adding to that?
So you can add 1 point to basically any of your core characteristics. It's 1 to any.
1
So 1
point.
to size, dex, strength, con, or app. You can add
But
1.
wait,
Okay,
if
1.
I bump my dex up 1, that bumps up so many stats.
No. It specifically
doesn't-
says characteristics
doesn't affect-
raised do not affect
Excellent.
your skills. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I bump up
I'm
my
being
size?
discriminated against
can.
because of my left
Yeah.
hand
Can.
and my red hair. That's why I haven't been allowed to become a knight yet.
Did you say there were 5 points in skills? Does that,
Correct. 5 points you can put amongst any
does
of your
combat count as
Oh,
part
yeah,
of your
yeah.
skills?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
then
all-
I am a knight.
Yeah.
skills.
Wait, combat? What do you mean?
like in
Brawling?
charge.
Combat skills, isn't this
Like,
combat
Sorry.
skills?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I get
gotcha.
because all I needed was that one more point in charge. So I'm gonna do that
Oh,
and then
nice.
figure out where I want to
Beautiful.
put other stuff.
Joe, if you do put 1 point in size, you're going to go from 4'11 to 5'2.
No, I decided it is
committed to that?
a hallmark of the character, so I
Okay,
left it
yeah,
alone.
sure,
I put one in appeal.
An appeal, okay.
Yeah,
sure,
just
sure.
to have a little bit more appeal. I feel like he needs it with his height.
And how'd you go, Skid?
I love that little guy.
How'd you go, Skid? You're all...
I took the training points and I put 2 in brawling to bring me up to 10, which gives me the knighthood, get my degree. And then I took the remaining 3 and put them all into sword, so I'm at 13. And then with my passion point, I put another point into hatred of the Saxons.
So what does that
Nice.
take you to?
16.
16, hatred
16.
of Saxons. Okay.
16. He's so fair. You know that guy is like he hates the Saxons.
Yeah, he brings it up out of nowhere, too. It's
Yeah.
really annoying.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that guy. The guy who hates the Saxons.
yeah.
The tall guy.
And then I took the 1 attribute point, characteristic point, and I added it to strength. So that brings me up to 8.
Excellent. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
the last thing...
oh.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I upped my strength by 1 because that was my lowest at a 10.
Mhm.
I upped for passions. I put that 1 point in deity because I figured that made sense.
Mm.
And then I upped my 1 point in charge to make myself a knight, and then I added the rest in battle to bring that to a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What did you do, Paula? You're still not quite a knight yet.
I'm not quite. So I have 10 in brawling and 10 in sword and 10 in charge. Then I got horsemanship up to 10. And then for my last remaining prerequisite skill, I've gotten courtesy up to 9. I'm 1 point short. But I took my 1 point of characteristics, and on my journey of self-improvement, I put that into appeal so that I could get that from 9 to 10, and added 1 bit of passion for my lord, because I might need to figure out how to be a good suck up or something like that, really, to like make this happen. So,
All right. So on page 44 of the core rulebook, there is a big list of male and female names. I'm just pointing that out now.
Oh, yeah, I
so
already
you
picked
don't.
mine.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't want people to be sitting here reading over the names, but if you've already picked one, please do it. And your suffix will be of Salisbury until you earn something more cool, like Giant Slayer or of a different castle or whatever like that. So those of you who have picked a name already, what did you go with?
We don't have a last name.
No, well, because they didn't really have last names back then. You would earn sort of titles. That's how you get things like Smith. So blacksmith.
Yeah,
like,
so we don't have that.
No.
So we're not making like a sigil.
Not
and
unless
stuff
you're
like
like
you
your
can
actual
definitely
like
make a
nobility.
sigil. Like it could be your house thing. But like that would be like it's still, that would be like the king's house. It's not really like a surname. It's not like Arthur Davidson, and this is the Davidson crest. It's like the crest of King Arthur's household, I suppose. There is in the back of the book there is a coat of arms generator. So
Yeah,
you can all
that's
have
really
fun
cool.
doing it.
Well, I
That'll
was
be hard to do on
excited
the pod.
about that, so we're not
can-
doing that. And
Well, we can.
but
do it.
I mean, the
It's
coat
just
of
hard to do on the pod.
what I'm
It's
saying
hard
is
to do
we
on the
all
pod.
share the same coat of arms.
No, you all got your own one. I'm saying that you've all got your own one. What I'm saying is, in terms of, so what's your first name? What's your name, Skid? What's the name that you chose?
Caradoc.
Caradoc. So it would be Sir Caradoc of Salisbury would be his full thing, of Salisbury, and you would be Dame whatever of Salisbury. But I'm saying we can change the of Salisbury in game when you are like, no, you might be like a Sir Caradoc the Giant Killer or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is this making sense? We'll still do the whole.
The only thing that's not making sense to me is the idea of a house. The house has no name.
The house is generally named after the liege lord, so it would be like, Lord Robert's house, the house of Lord Robert, and this is his coat of arms, and his knights carry
So
that
why would
shield.
we have? So don't we all have the same coat of arms then? That
You don't.
Would we come up with that
you're from
together?
different families. No, you all have different. Yeah, you can come up with your own coat of arms. I thought we could do it, but it's just kind of hard on the pod. Without being able to show you all the different pictures. There is a coat of arms generator, and there's a big section on the character sheet, as people might have seen, to put your coat of arms in there too, and you can just drag and drop some stuff. But yes, you all individually, every player will have their own coat of arms that they wear on their shield.
So are we
which is
using
cool.
Dame if we're knighted?
Yes, if you are knighted, you would be Dame or Sir, depending on whatever your preference is. Otherwise, you are just whatever your name is.
Cool.
Now, so I thought a fun thing that we could do right now to help give a bit of flavour, just because we are running short on time. Just ahead of the game next week when we start, Paula, I know you haven't chosen a character name yet, but let's decide for you right now whose squire you are.
Okay.
Because one of these three will be your knight, and you will be their squire. And we'll have to then
like a game
maybe
show.
have to think a little bit about like how this, red-headed, left-handed pagan girl got a Christian knight from presumably to be the maybe their families know each other. Did you have a family backstory in tie with somebody? Did your parents fight in the same battle that came up at the start?
I don't think
Maybe that
so.
could
I think
happen.
mine were like totally different.
The Battle
Mine
of Lindsay?
was
Do you hate
I'm a
Saxons?
hero in Summerland, and the Cornwall hates us. They fought in the Battle of Mount Damon and rescued Count Roderick. I don't think I had any.
I don't think anybody crossed over with that
No
stuff.
one knows. No one knows her at all. So we don't have to decide that right now, but we could just think about. We could do that offline. It's like who would like to start with Paula's character as their squire, without being a douche about it in game 2.
I trust
hang back
everyone
and,
here.
Hang back and clean the spears, will you? Like we'll go in here and have the adventure. Yeah.
I'm like, y'all have fun in this encounter.
I'll make
here's
sure
the
and make
first
sure
aid.
the horses are wet and everything. Yeah. Okay, so
Are we revealing our names on the next
if-
episode, or we want to do?
well, if everybody's got a name now, we can do it now. But if not, we'll do it the next episode. We'll introduce everybody. But
Okay.
I don't want to put pressure on anyone who hasn't chosen a cool name yet.
Well, Skid already revealed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he did,
I
but
did.
I just had to use that for the example.
But he was using me as an
He
example.
did.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I have
Paula's still thinking. You have a name?
You wanna? Yeah, I just. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can
Paula.
have a name, just have me go last.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
I'll go after Joe then.
So Skid, you are
I am Sir Caradoc of Salisbury.
Caradoc. I'm going to keep
Sir
saying Caradoc.
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 Yes.
I love
Noura.
it.
I am Dame Sophina the Fragrant of Salisbury.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I
Sir
love
something
it.
the short? Like the dancer? Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can add on what you want. I'll just go off Salisbury. I'm gonna be Sir Quegan of Salisbury.
Oh,
Sir Quegan.
Quegan.
Sir Quegan.
Sir Quegan. It's good. I just thought you could be Sir Caradoc, hater of Saxons as well. It's like the famous,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Saxon
famous
hater.
passion. That's a guy who really hates the Saxons. So Caddy.
Sir Caradoc, Saxon hater.
Paula, did you get one? You're just your name. Are you rolling a die?
I was rolling a die because I was stuck between two, so I thought
Okay.
I'll roll a d6, and evens it'll
Yeah.
be this one, and odds it'll be that one.
Yeah.
So I am Fiona of
Okay.
Salisbury.
Aw.
No, you're just Fiona. You're not of anywhere yet. You're just.
Oh,
just
I'm no of anywhere because I'm just a
No.
squire.
Yeah, you just
You're
explained.
Fiona of the stables.
Fiona the pagan. Fiona the pagan.
Fiona the pagan.
and,
Fiona the left-handed.
Fiona
devil
of
touched
hell
pagan.
to
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah.
Fiona Sinister.
Fiona the
so-
heretic.
So Pendragon. Pendragon is happening next week. We've got 4 pretty diverse and interesting characters going on here.
Yeah.
which
For
which
real,
I'm very
what is going to
excited about.
happen here?
I think it's going to be different. I'm not going to reveal. I was thinking about writing a little prologue and reading it out now, but it's going to be right at the end of the pod. You've all stopped listening at this point. You've sticked over to the next one, I assume, right? But yeah. So there's going to be. I don't want to spoil anything. There's going to be a quest. Go on.
I'm excited.
The quest might involve a giant. It might involve an enchantress. It might involve a mysterious knight who bars your entrance somewhere.
Oh my
and
God.
it might involve having to solve a morally ambiguous situation. We don't know yet,
Ooh.
but I will remind everybody.
Will it involve a dance?
Look, it might open with a wedding.
Could we
It might-
shoehorn a dance
We'll
Yeah.
definitely get some dancing in there, don't worry.
in there?
Let's save the community center before we do anything.
It's important.
Our first battle is a dance battle.
That's right.
Yeah.
The adventure of the Salisbury Community Centre. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can't get funding, sir. Please. Yeah. I will remind everyone though that the Pendragons to the world of the Arthurian Legends that we're playing in will be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more gritty, and a little bit more leaning into that brutal medieval realism. And
Yes.
the other thing
Yeah.
I'll just remind everybody is that combat in Pendragon is pretty deadly. There's no magical healing in this game. And draw your sword if you really are confident in your abilities.
I am
but otherwise,
not.
we will see you next week. I assume at the same time here on
Yep,
the Glass Cannon Network to play Pendragon. Joe, is there anything else you can go over before we wrap up?
No, that is it. Very excited to start this adventure. It'll be 2 episodes after this, so we got a long way to go with these characters. It's going to be really fun, and we'll finish that last episode during Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Yeah. So very, very. I mean, not at Gen. It'll air during Gen Con. So very excited to hop in and see if Paula's character can get knighted.
Will Fiona
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
a knight? Tune in to find out.
Good night, everybody.